Now we're all good. Now you can hear me. How we doing, guys? You alright? I was trying to work out why I could still hear Em and all that. Oh, I know why. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. I could hear Mike in the other chat. I got like, I don't know if you guys use Video Ninja at all, but you get like, it's like a weird parallel when you can hear like yourself and then you can hear them and you can hear yourself again. So it's just like sort all that out. But yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time. I was just saying to the guys since I've been on here, and I actually loaded this Creators of Doughnut table up and still had all the snow and Christmas shenanigans on there. I was thinking, Christ, it's been a hot second since I've sat down with you all. I didn't know if you were saying Leon, Leon, Leon in the chat then, because you can't hear me, but I'm not muted anymore, am I? I'm not muted. I don't care what you say. I'm not muted. Tripping me out. I'm going to turn the stream on and find out. No, I'm not. Screw you guys. Screw you guys! Now, how we doing? We alright? What did I say? I didn't say that much. What? What? Where? What? When? See, look, Thor's in the chat. He's legit. He's legit. Telling me straight. Christ, you guys have been busy. It's only been 10 minutes to make a cup of tea and the chat's flying. What's that about Christmas? Man, I missed Halloween. Yeah, we had all the snow graphics Christmas because we did our staff chinwag, didn't we? I can't remember what we covered. I think it was just like a year in review. And yeah, we went through 2022, which was interesting actually. I think a lot happened in 2022. Now I think back, and in the beginning it was just one of those. We just like, oh, we're doing something new every week or every month. We're trying to constantly move forward. But 2022 was mad. 2023 will be even madder. Like I said, we're almost in March now, and our launch is yet to be announced, but it's not far away. 1 year, baby. Ross for the big 12 months. Ross, what are you going to do to celebrate your subversary? You gotta, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know, it's got to be big plays though. What do you think of the colours, by the way? I've gone full RGB. I got the new webcam and I was just like, oh, do you know, I can't be sat in the dark room now. I need to do something about it. So I RGB'd out. So what's that? I just gave the group a follow on Twitter. Cheers, Jeopardy. Welcome in. I just saw, actually, let me scroll up. You're the first time chatter, weren't you? Welcome in. Glad you can join us. It's, we do the creators, so this is Creators of Doughnut table for anybody who hasn't been here before. I don't know where I'm pointing. It's not like it's up there. But yeah, Creators of Doughnut table was originally set up as a way for us to sort of interact with the community a little bit, chat around some creative problems, and I did have a really cool tagline on what it was. What was it? Using the Doughnut table. Oh, what was it? Together we'll craft a better world, or something weird like that. But it still exists. I don't care. I don't care what you say. We're still going to create a better world. But yeah, our graphics have changed. Everything's changed. The Doughnut table's updated. We're doing it once a month now. So before we were doing it weekly. And weekly was it was really good, but the problem with weekly was you were just constantly sort of getting people on for the Doughnut table, whereas you almost wanted to take time to see what was going on that month and what you could maybe chat about and bring some different people together. So we decided to make it monthly, and I think it was a good choice. We'll see how it goes. You know, we might make it more than that in the future, but monthly was fine. Game and I was first, by the way. Is this true though? No, I had a quick check on my phone when I was making a brew, and I didn't see your name, Lofty, but maybe I was not first, and maybe that was why. Maybe I let you down. I let the team down. Have it paid back through my employment with Streamseed. That's the investment, is Ross. That's the investment. I'll take it. 12 months of subs. I'll buy you a bag of sweets when we speak this week, Cabin. It's next week, that, isn't it, actually? It is next week. Next Wednesday we're speaking this week, Cabin. Bloody hell. Time flies. But yeah, anyway. Episode 2 of 2023. We're talking productization. So I don't know if any of you guys in the chat have heard of productization, but if you have, let me know. But just to give you sort of some background on what it's all about. So if you don't know already, I'm a product sort of manager, product developer by nature. By nature, God, that's such like an office speak thing to say. Grow up. So product manager, and I'm basically, throughout my career, I've been responsible for taking concepts or ideas and then reviewing that idea from concept through to market. So you go through what's called a product life cycle, and that life cycle will say, well, this is my concept, this is roughly what the idea is, this is my plan to sort of bring it to life, there's a development stage for things that need to happen, you've got qualify, focus groups, all of this sort of stuff, then you've got the launch, and then you go maximize then, which is, you know, I've launched it, I've gone live, I've done my thing, and I want to maximize that, and I want to become, you know, as big as possible. That's where I start measuring stats, I start looking at numbers, I start looking at patterns and trends, and I start to build that up. So, yeah, and if you've been involved with Streamseed in our journey since the beginning, you would, you might have realized that some of these things have happened or are happening. So we're like a qualify phase at the moment for Streamseed. So we're currently talking about, you know, messaging, things that we've developed, the platform that's currently being developed, all of this sort of stuff, and we're saying, well, we're at a point now where, you know, we're qualifying there. So we're bringing in the partner creators, and we're looking to bring in one or two other people and say, look at the messaging, look at what we produced, you know, what do you think? Basically, this is the focus group. Do you mean? This is where we say, be brutal, be honest, be open, don't hold back, because we need to know what you think. And that's like, you can't get emotional about that. Do you mean? I'm not going to cry when people tell me, you know, your shit sucks or whatever, but it's one of those, you need that feedback. Do you mean? You need that honesty. And then we'll launch then. And then from there, it's all about growing. So we do it all over again, over and over and over. And there is an end bit, which is retire, but nobody wants to retire, so we left that off. I can go. But yeah, sounds like a project manager in my place of work. Yeah, very similar. So the product manager is more about product and proposition and market and development from that perspective, whereas the project manager is somebody who will sit on my team in the day-to-day and manage the project that we're building up. So very very similar roles that's, you know, can be applied to both product and project management. No one wants to retire, said by no one. Dude, I never want to retire. If I could just continue to stay at like 30, I know I look about 60 and I should be ready for retirement now, but if I could stay at 30 and just do this shit forever, I would. 100%. 100%. The quote on our Streamseed thing for the gifted sub was sort of my one. The Ready Player One Halliday. Oh man, I love it. I don't want any more rules. I'm a dreamer, I build worlds, right? Like, if I could do that my entire life, done. I'd be so happy. Ross isn't the only Welshman here. No, there's a few. Oh, Jeopardy, you were Mike's friend, right? Okay, old pal Mike. See, I started talking then. Just the chat had to just put up with me chatting shit, basically. But it is what it is. So we'll hop over and meet our judges judges. God, it's clip of the week. We'll meet our guests in a couple of minutes, and it's going to be an interesting discussion because I dropped productization on them the other day, and we built the group early and we said, right, what's productization, and sort of went into it a little bit because it's not obvious unless you're in that world. Do you mean unless you're in the world where you're building this sort of stuff? So it'll be really good to sort of hear about their journey and where they've came from, where they're going, you know, what aspirations they've got, some of the steps that they've taken already, and how we can maybe help people who are on a similar journey. I think that's what it's all about. That's what the Doughnut table is, a discussion to help everybody. We're having the conversations that, you know, may help different people on different stages of their journey, and that's all that's important for me on this. So it's about half of us. Yeah, there's a big Welsh presence around here, isn't there? We need to diversify. The rugby team's not doing too well at the moment, so we need to go and, don't know, get into bed with France or something. Someone who's kicking a bit more arse than us. Maybe Ireland. Take Ireland. Anybody for a Guinness? Absolutely. I've never been to Dublin, but if someone says I'll take you to Ireland now, Guinness, or watch the Irish rugby, I wouldn't say no. It's a date in my opinion. My nan was Welsh, does that count? Absolutely. I'll take a Guinness. You and me both. Let's go. Like, I don't even need a bag, I'll just go in this. We'll turn up, we'll rock Dublin. Whatever. I'll come home and get changed. I'm not technically Welsh. I can't stand Guinness. Oh, optics. Might need to revoke your involvement. Sorry, man. Like, Guinness is a staple. You have a couple of pints of Guinness and you're ready for anything. Exactly. It's like drinking mud, 100%. It's strong. It sets a base. It's foundation. Grab your Eddie Lofty. We're going. We're going now. I don't know how loud this music is, by the way. I don't think it's very loud. What is this? Tavern music. I hope it's not Christmas music. The one that got away. Oh, don't worry, Quack. Don't worry. We got launch coming, right? I'll just touch on this a little bit. We got launch coming, which we're going to announce the date for shortly. We've got a little. I don't want to like drop my shit in a bit. We got like a little announcement planned for the 14th of March. That's going to sort of coincide with things a little bit. And then we're going to sort of go and relook at some of our stuff because, you know, we wanted to redo the hoodies. I love the hoodies. So we were going to redo some of them, but we also got... Hang on, bear with me. I've also got a mountain of these bad boys. So we just got lots of stuff. Like, from all the stuff we've done like, over the last year and a half, or whatever, we just got lots of stuff. So, already? Oh, this is where the cam will come in handy now. My old one wouldn't zoom automatically, so I'm quite keen to test this out. So we got these bad boys, haven't we? Come on, zoom in. Zoom in. Be that guy. Come on, do it for me. Is it really going to be like this? Ah, wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, it looks creepy as fuck. Oh, that's a shame, man. Oh, there we are. There we are. Oh, that took longer than I wanted to. But yeah, we got the little donuts with pin badges, which coincidentally will play a part in our launch. Hashtag just saying. Don't know why I'm looking at myself in the chats over there. I wanted to zoom in, but like on what I was doing. I know that makes no fucking sense. From somebody who's like done photography for a couple of years, I should at least get the terminology right, shouldn't I? Anyway, enough of my chatting, enough of my jabbering. Asking it to zoom, but you want to focus, and I got a mug. You did get a mug. I still got like 10 mugs here. Just like I said, I just got so much stuff. There's like a cupboard over there with a box on it. It's just got all Streamseed stuff in it, banners and mugs and all sorts of bits and pieces. Have you received... Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not Optics. I saw the start of that and you can back right out. Dunking my nuts on your forehead, you can get out of here. Right, anyway, enough about me and my shit chatting. Should we go and chat a bit of shit with our guests? I love mugs. Oh man, the Streamseed mug's sick. I'm not drinking out of it. Oh, that's pretty lame. I haven't even got one. God, call yourself someone representing. Not even representing. Puts the... Oh. If you want to... I could fit many in that on my forehead. Alright, you get out of here. Alright, let's go. Let me unmute and we'll go meet our guests. Give me a second. This is where it all has to happen, like instantaneously. So I need 8 or something like that just to go one click, done. Right, let's do it. Bear with me. My arms are cold apparently.
before I started streaming, I'm regretting it. But I know that halfway through the stream, I'll get really boiling hot.
Yeah, we can hear you now, man. So if you're really boiling hot, like you crack
It's just
on,
a
whatever.
shit trade-off. Do I want to be
Oh, they
cold
can't
at
hear
the
me.
start, or
Right, now you can hear me. I
Hello.
started chatting
can
shit then, and I
Yeah.
was like, your arms are cold, your arms are cold, and no one could hear me. I was like, you're still going.
Yeah, we were talking here that we were cold.
This is why you gotta get an hoodie. Streamseed hoodie, see? GG. Well played. Cheeky plug.
I have a lot of
Why can't I see Mike?
hoodies. I don't know. You can't see Mike's face.
disappeared.
Oh no.
You've broke it, haven't you, Leon?
Give me a second. I never break
Boo,
it. Just
Leon.
technical difficulties, you know. That's what I do.
Come on, chat, rise up.
Rise up. Don't be like that. They will. That's the problem. Alright, here we go.
Hateful.
Doop doop. Close. Mike, you better appear. There he is. There we go. Just
that?
like
I'm
magic.
here now.
Just like magic.
Yay.
Maybe that was the big reveal. Back of the 14th of March, that was the reveal. How we doing? How we doing, guests? Everyone alright?
Good,
Doing
thank
good,
you.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah? All good? You ready to talk productization? You game?
Absolutely.
Now we know what it means. We
Yeah.
can.
Little intro to this. It's not that bad. It's just a fancy long word for somebody who wants to chat a bit of shit. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, you had a lot in the chat. Like, we can't see Mike. We can't see Mike. Where's Mike? There's too much love in you for you, Mike. I might have to leave.
I know.
Get a
It's
room.
because you know I'm taking over Lofty's spot as the new host. You know we're kicking out the part timers and replacing
Yeah,
them
exactly.
Straight
with
up.
some
We should do that. We'll take
full-time
over.
stream seeders here.
Well, now we've told Lofty now, so he knows now.
Yeah, sorry Lofty.
See you
That's
later.
what
Mike.
happens when you go on holiday.
Yeah, you take a day off. Your seat's warm now, bro.
A day off.
Look, that was a bit of a hard. Look, don't
The
make me
kid's
start.
having
Come
2
on.
weeks off.
He hasn't been off for 2 weeks, has he?
No, I think
Term,
he's
it only
had a
has a
week.
week.
He's had a week off to go on holiday. I think he's back for a week, and then is he going away for another week?
All these holidays.
Something like that.
Shocking behaviour.
Someone gets too many holidays.
Yeah, it's all right for some, isn't it?
Can I hear like a double take of Mike, or is it just you, Mike? Oh, that was too many mics.
Mike or Mike?
Mike.
Is it Mike or is it
Mike's
Mike?
Mike.
Mike's Mike is Mike. No, I think you're alright. I think you just changed like a volume setting or something then. It went like a different shade of mic.
It's a little bit like not blurry, but I can't explain it.
Oh, hold
I
on,
know
that
what you
might be
mean.
it.
Fuzzy?
Like echoey.
Yeah.
Is it?
Like that.
Whoa.
echoey, yeah.
Now it is. That's cool. I need to get me a
I
piece
don't
of
have
that,
any
actually.
of mine switched on, like, or else I could have done that. Hello.
I'm not that cool. I just run dry straight up.
We know
I-
you're not that cool.
I know. I'm trying with the
I'm an-
lights, but that's about as far as I go.
I'm an absolute tart, and I genuinely I bought an XLR microphone and a mixer, and I don't fucking use any of it.
Yeah.
I don't use it
I
for
bought-
anything.
When I bought my Stream Deck, let me tell you, that sat on my desk as a very expensive paperweight for a whole
It's
year.
what mine's doing
Because
right
I
now.
didn't know, and all it has on there now literally is sound clips. There's a lot of
I
sound
have over a
clips.
dozen sound clips, and the links to
I
all
do.
of them are broken, and they have been for 8 months, and I
Oh
haven't
no,
fixed
you need to fix that. You need to fix that, definitely.
I admire it, Mike. I admire it. Screw it.
Thanks, man.
If it's broke,
It's the,
don't
it's
fix
the
it.
journey of a creator.
It is. It's you see other creators that have the shiny stuff, and we go, "Oh, we need that, obviously." And I remember being so excited to get a Stream Deck. I was like, "This is gonna change my life."
Yeah.
And then I opened it, and I'm like, "Now
do we
what?
do?
What? I've plugged it in. Why isn't it being magical? Where's what?"
Where's the
And
goods?
then I
What
had
do,
to-
what do you mean I have to set it up and do it all
I've got
myself?
to find stuff. What?
It's not just open and be like perform.
But it's
Yeah.
like I really made a big hoo-ha that I needed. And don't get me wrong, I've got the Elgato foot pedal, which I love.
I need that.
It's really good. It is really good, and I do my clips with it. I always forget to do push to talk because my feet can't cope with too many buttons in one hit. It just doesn't like it. So literally, essentially, because I also have G keys on my keyboard, I removed my clip thing from my G6 to my foot pedal. Really need to do that, but here we are. Again,
you
I don't
can.
use it till its full ability.
All that went through my head then was like a G6, like a
I
G6.
thought the exact same.
Oh my god.
Just see me slowly jamming over there. That's about it.
See, Byron, I
Like a
don't use my
G6.
Stream Deck to start everything up. I much rather get it set up like physically on my PC because I don't trust it to do it because it'll break something.
I never thought of like a one-button start.
It does. I can
Yeah.
do a one button start on mine if I mean I have that set up, but I just don't use it.
That's pretty
I
neat.
I just go through the stuff on my PC.
Hey guys, I know you came in here to learn how
Yeah.
to productize your streams, but listen to us complain for 3 hours about our setups.
Do you know what? That's something everyone will relate to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Job done.
Mm.
Nah, we'll get into it now. I was just looking at my list of like productization stuff. So I think we've got like I got like a long list. Do you know like when you just like doing nothing, you just make a big long list on your phone? That's like
No.
I've got like a
I
million
don't,
lists.
No. I don't do that.
That's alright.
I write
go
it
and
all
play
down and
Fortnite.
lose my
Way
list.
too much time.
It's normally like I was gonna say doing the dishes, but I don't tend to make lists on my phone while I'm doing the dishes. To be fair.
Cups first.
Yeah.
See, Welsh,
Cutlery.
you have yours doing post a tweet, right? On mine,
Post a
I
tweet.
tried to set up post a tweet on my thing, and then I took it off. But now every time I go live, you'll see it if you follow me on my Twitter. It will just before I go live, it will send it sends as I go live a tweet saying, "I'm playing Phasmophobia level 1000. Join me." And I haven't played Phasmophobia for I don't even know how long, and I have to delete it because I cannot physically remove it. I've looked everywhere and I can't find where I did it because I've taken it all off the Stream Deck and off all my software, and it still does it.
I love that. It's become a thing. It's just like unkillable.
The
Just
worst thing
exists.
is when people like it and retweet it, and then I have to go, "Sorry, no, I'm not actually playing that."
Yeah, lies.
Yeah.
Debated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'll just have a quick glance over the chat and then we'll get stuck in. So my Stream
Yeah.
Deck helps.
Cool.
Banjo, oh, I thought you said we the audience can't hear you then. I was like, oh no, not for like 10 minutes. Oh no. That's how long it'd been. Now we're safe. Right, so anyway, productization. So, like I said in the intro, so productization is all about taking a concept and turning that idea into something you can take to market, which, you know, I think is very very similar to what you do in a live stream scenario. Do you mean one day you're going to wake up and you're going to go, right, I want to live stream. I've been watching live streamers, I've been involved in streaming, you know, it's something I enjoy, I want to be a part of that. And there's going to be a bit of you that goes, I need to start somewhere. Do you mean? And then there's the part of you that goes, well, before I even start, like, what could I become? Who do I watch? Who do I see that influences me? And, you know, what are my aspirations and where do I want to get to? So I think, like, before you've even begun, there's a huge part of this, which is almost like in your head as something you've planned out. So I think that's a really good place for us to start. Without sort of getting too deep into productization, I was just interested to know, before you guys clicked go live, sort of what made you want to be a part of this world? How did you sort of end up in this world? And same for chat, like, question goes to you guys as well. You're our fifth guest, or I say fourth guest, you're our fifth member of the table, so anyone in the chat who wants to share their story about, you know, before they went live and, you know, what actually brought you to this world, I'd love to see it, because that's a huge thing for us to learn as Streamseed. So I'll just pass over. I don't know if Quacky, you want to go first? Quacky?
Go, Quacky.
Quacky. That's the.
Quacky.
You'll have to get used to me I call everybody by a certain name. Like, to be fair, you're just M, and Mike's just Mike.
Yeah, it's fine.
But because you got Tina,
mean, I've been
Marina,
called
it's just
worse.
like Quacky, Quack, Mrs. Quack. You'll have it all. But yeah, where did your journey sort of begin? So from that first sort of moment of going, you know, I'm going to do this. How did that sort of happen? Do you remember?
So, for me, obviously, Mr. Quack is also part of the community, and he was streaming before me. I remember when he came out, he was like, "Oh yeah, I do this gaming thing," and I had no idea what it was, no idea what it meant. I was like, oh, "Okay, he's just, I don't know."
Was this
playing
before you got
zombies with
together?
his
So was this
friends.
like I'm trying to get involved with this girl I like. Oh, do you know I live stream? Excuse me.
The worst thing is we were living together.
Oh, fair enough. It was
Many
deep in the
years ago,
journey.
and together, and I was like, oh, he's just talking to his friends. I didn't actually know he was talking to people online.
So he
and
was streaming, and you had no clue.
I didn't have.
And you lived together.
Risky.
Did the cameras not give it away? Like a camera light, like nothing
No.
gave. No. Oh.
Now, you've
Wait,
not.
It didn't look like this.
All right.
When he first started streaming, it was literally, he didn't have like a room and lots of things and like this type of feel. It was very much like a console, and he streamed
Yeah.
off Xbox. So I just thought, oh, he's just playing games with his friends, and it came months and months after. I was like, so what are you doing then? And he was like, well, if I explain, you might not get it, and you might make fun of me. And obviously that didn't happen because I'm here today.
Inspired.
And yeah, so I started talking. I joined the community on Discord, started talking to people, and I think that's kind of what got me into it more, to be honest with you, is the networking part of it, where I talked to a lot of people, talked to the community, joined Twitter, Instagram, that type of thing. And a lot of the community just really wanted to see me stream, and I was terrified. I was like, that's never gonna happen. No. I'll happy, I'll just watch. I'm okay. But then it came to it, and I was like, God, you know what? Go on, I'll try it. And I was shitting myself. Honestly, I remember my first stream when I was thinking, I can't do this. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I just can't do it. And as soon as I got on there, it was fine. It's like everything went, and I was like, just like talking to people. It was great. But that's how I started. And I don't stream too often. Mr. Quack does a lot of the streaming. I've got a full-time career, so juggling that with, content creation, it is a massive struggle. But yeah, that's how I got into it. I enjoy the networking part of it more, and I think I was lucky with how I started streaming, because I already did that networking part before I started the streaming. So I didn't just stream and had nothing to go on. I already built the community with Mr. Quack, people around me, people who knew me, support, and then did my first stream, which I think is really, really important before you actually kind of click go and go, yeah, I'll just see what happens. Because sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. You can sit there for days, months, years on end, and if you're not building your community and your network around you, that gets really difficult with the content you're putting out.
Yeah, I think that's a massive thing. Like with Streamseed, like we still haven't launched. But we've taken, the best part of 18 months, which sounds like a long time, but it really isn't.
Has it really been 18 months?
August
That's flown
2021. No. Yeah, August, September 2021.
Flown by.
So yeah, a year and a bit, 18 months. Which feels like, they say, like not a lot of time at all.
Yeah.
But Christ, we've learned so much. We were looking at one of our early sort of mock-ups of what we thought Streamseed was going to be compared to what it is today. And I was just like, bloody hell. don't know what I had in the beginning. It
evolves.
What the fuck that was. It does.
But it evolves when you know what, when you have that idea, everything evolves from that initial concept. Because I guarantee none of us are like how we first started. When I go into people's streams and they show a clip that's back from when I first started, I'm like, damn. And I can tell when it is by where I am in this room. And how long or short my hair is as well. That's always another good
I was going to say the hair, I feel like, is an indicator.
Yeah, huge indicator. But for me, how I started is I watched, also my other half, he plays a lot of games, so he plays World of War Tanks, I think, tanks, whatever it is. And the people in that Discord were going to be playing Phasmophobia, which had literally just come out. And I'm like, I don't play P game. I was very angry. I was like, ugh, because he would spend hours on it. I was like, ghost hunting game. I could play that. And I loved it. And then I started following Gaming for Platinum. Started playing with him a few times on his stream. And I came from a sales and marketing background. I love talking to people. I have done that awful MLM stuff, like when my kids were little and stuff like that. So but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to sell stuff. I just wanted, I can chat to people.
Yeah.
I used to do Facebook Lives to like 1,000 to 2,000 people. So I was used to. I had the confidence to be like, cool, I'm here. And so my daughter streamed, and I was that parent that went, "What are you doing that for? Can't make a career out of that."
I'll have you know. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
And I remember at lockdown, start of lockdown, she's like, "Mum, why don't you stream or something? You know, like you'd be." And I was like, "I'm not doing that." I'm very anti it. Like most things, I'm always anti it before I go there.
Yeah.
And then I streamed Faz, and I was very lucky because, like you, I had a community behind me that got me affiliated in 7 days. I did very, very well, very, very far. I had really like good numbers, and I kind of landed on my feet running, which I know I'm exceedingly lucky to do. And I don't normally like to say, "Oh, I did it in 7 days," because I know it can be a struggle. But when you have a community behind you who support you, they show up every day and make sure you get there, which is great. So then, and obviously gaming was just going for partner at that time. So I joined Plat Squad. I'm now top admin in Plat Squad. It's a lovely community. And then we played Devour, and I'd say the rest is pretty much history. And I mean, I got content creator, the only official content creator for Devour. I've been that for just over a year, and I don't even think I was at 1,000 followers when I got that. So it goes to show it's who you are and what you do. It's not necessarily about your numbers. Numbers do help. So if you're looking for sponsorship, numbers sometimes do help. But initially it's about building that community and having people that show up. And yeah, that's how I started. And
I was just going to say, I think that's where productization is important for me, because before you even get to launch, which is you go live, you know, you will have already like had your concept, maybe you got a niche in mind or whatever. You've already planned like what you want to plan, how you're going to get there, what are the stuff I want to do. You would have developed maybe some of your graphics, some of your bits and pieces. You would have gone out to designers. You would have said, well, I like a certain game. No, I know, but what I'm getting at is like, if you would like logically, you launch, and it's only after you launch that you start to worry about numbers and maximize. And I've said, like we said on the Streamseed Twitter, like stop thinking about numbers initially, because it's the numbers are important, but not right now. Not if you're looking to establish who you are. Do you mean you've got to become you before you worry about what's next?
And I think the thing with numbers as well is, I remember when I first started my first year, it just was going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And my numbers, I was averaging maybe 100 followers like per month. It was really good. And then I took a break, and I was averaging 35 to 40 with no raids. And everyone's like, keep this up. By the time you've done 2 years, you're going to be partner. And I see some of my friends that are already partner, which I like. I shout them like they're amazing. And then when you take the break, then you've got to be mindful that those numbers, they drop, and then you have to build that back up again and and just keep building, because it's hard, especially. So like for myself, sorry, I know I'm nattering. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll let Mike have a turn in a minute. He's all right.
I know. I'm sorry, Mike. Sorry. For like official content creator for Devout, there is still people who will go, if I pop into their Devout, like they can be really huge streamers, and like, come on, you. Like I put on Twitter, I had 5 knockbacks from really big streamers because I wanted to play with them. They don't have a clue who I was, and they're like, "Oh no, we're busy." But it wasn't a bad knockback, but it was like, "Oh,
yeah."
So sometimes it doesn't matter what your title is somewhere or what you're doing; you're still gonna get the knockbacks.
Oh yeah, I think it's all part of the parcel.
Yeah.
That's all right. I think it's part of the parcel to have the knockbacks. It's always going to be a thing. But yeah, I think
May I speak now?
You can. Yeah, you can now. But yeah, we'll come back on to sort of some of that element now, because
sorry.
There was a piece of it that I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. It'll come back to me at some point. Right, go on, Mike. Let's hear where your sort of humble beginnings came from.
I mean, to be honest, Em and I aren't actually too dissimilar. I just started because my brother started streaming before me. He doesn't do it anymore, but I remember he was in uni and he was busy. Like, he was really busy with his uni course. But it was nice to be able to just sit, watch him play games, and chat to him, because I never got to speak to him otherwise. But then I was just kind of sat there one day and I looked, and it's like, well, I've got 2 monitors, I've got a powerful PC. If I get a camera and a microphone, I could do this.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I do this? So, like, literally, I made my name, you know, I got everything sorted, like, found the first pre-built package I could find for my border, camera, and everything. I just did it. I just said to my pals, like, hey, you know, I'm going to be streaming now. Do you want to come in? So, first 7 days, literally, our first streams, I think we averaged, first 2 or 3 streams, we averaged 5 viewers, but then met Stallion in 4 days.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We love Stallion.
And basically, he was like the first online creator that I actually spoke to and was like, yeah, this dude's cool. And he had been doing it a couple of months longer than me. And I remember it on the 6th or 7th day, I remember dropping, like, him coming in with 15 people and just like, there you go, get affiliate now. And we did. 7 days, we got affiliate.
Yeah.
And I always thought I was just going to be like, you know, sit there, chill. We started out playing Rocket League, and I used to do Throwback Thursdays. So, like, PS1 games, you know, whatever I wanted to play from my childhood era of games. But now, same as them, we got up to about 40 average. And same sort of thing, you know, it was like, oh my god, just keep the momentum going, just keep it going. You know, you'll be partnered soon. And then I got made redundant from my job, took a break for 6 months, and then basically, yeah, we're starting from scratch. But, you know, it's part and parcel of what it is.
It's an interesting thing, isn't it? To, like you say, take a break and almost come back. Because you get, like, let's compare it to, say, something like a TV series. So you'll watch a TV series and you'll watch all 8 episodes and you'll go, oh, that was sick. And you'll wait 2 years for the next season. And then it'll come out and everyone's like, oh, sick. But it doesn't seem to be the same.
Wow, it's got more viewership than before.
Yeah, but it's definitely not the same from a content creation perspective.
I think the way I look at it as well is, like, a lot of my friends, I do have a lot of friends that are like quite big content creators like yourself, but we know people that are just phenomenal
partners.
And when you've got them that are going, you can be partner, and they're not doing it to, like, build you up for nothing. They believe it and it's great. Yeah. But sometimes you can get in your own head and think, oh my god, I'm gonna be bloody amazing. I'm gonna be the next Mr. Beast or whatever it is. And sometimes by taking that break can really humble you and make you go, not as big as I thought I was. And actually, it's probably really good for the ego sometimes, because I know mine needed to be put in check a little bit. It's actually quite good to be like, okay, like this, you need to work hard for this. You can't just have it on a plate. Like, you need to really kind of work your ass off. Which is, you know.
But I've had the same things that probably everybody in chat or anybody watching this has. I came back and I think I was averaging 10 to 15, which is still, you know, it's still brilliant. It's still a great number. But because my ego had got so big and I was used to sitting there looking at 40, 50 people in there.
It can be soul destroying. Yeah. And it can,
I was just looking at it like, well, I'm a piece of shit then, aren't I? And then, and then people would, you know, come into me. I remember getting an absolute bollocking off one of my friends. And they were like, do you know how many people would kill for 15 viewers? And literally, they scolded me for 10. And they, scolded me for 15 minutes straight. I couldn't get a word in.
Yeah, like,
and as you say, like, that's humbled me a little bit. Because then you look at it and it's like, okay, but 15 viewers, that puts me in the top 3% of creators.
Yeah.
And then you look at it that way.
Yeah.
But, as I say, I used to do Rocket League and, like, throwback games, but I kind of, on my break now, I kind of lost where I want to be. So I'm just kind of doing it for fun and make friends now. But I had a really chance video. I did it kind of relates to this as well. I did a video on how much money I earned through Stream Elements sponsorships last year, because I did about a dozen of them through Stream Elements, and I did the video and I was happy with it, but it was just like, right, I need to make content, I need to put something out there, and people love seeing how much other creators have earned. Like, if I'm a similar size to other people, they're going to want to see, like, what they could potentially earn.
Yeah, it's fair.
Or how little you actually earn.
Or how little you earn, exactly. But I did the video and I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, like, I'd pass it to my editor, we uploaded it, and I thought, yeah, I'm quite happy with that video. I think I did it well. And then 3 days later, I had Stream Elements in my inbox, and we're just like, yo, we love the video. Can we, like, share it around if people have any questions?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just sat there like, holy shit. Like, yeah. And now I'm going to be working on a video for them, you know, actually in partnership with Stream Elements.
Which is amazing.
Which is, like, huge. So now, it's something I never thought I would do, but I kind of want to shift into the realm of, you know, tips and setups and, you know, things sort of what Streamseed want to do as well in, like, monetizing, you know, easy ways to monetize
oh my God,
the
that's
streams.
Shit out of me, I'm sorry. Someone cheered in the chat.
But yeah, like, it's a path I never thought I'd go down, because I didn't, you know, I don't think that people would listen to me if I'm just not sat there chatting shit and trying to be funny about it.
It's your niche, though, isn't it?
Now you're finding a different niche that you never thought you had.
Exactly.
Which actually...
But it's the same thing that you said before, Em, that Stream Elements have come in and were just like, yeah, that video was great. And then you just sat there like, oh, damn, that was just a chance video. So, like...
This is productization 101, because
yeah,
you think of, like, every, like, sort of idea... Like, let's say streaming is the sort of high level idea. Like, you want to be involved in that world, right?
Yeah.
Within that, you've got, like, different niches. So you might say, well, I'm going to pioneer. So pioneer would be like a sort of rough and ready idea that I'm going to run with. And then if that works, I'll scale that up to something that is, you know, all in. So you could say, well, I pioneered playing, you know, Throwback Thursdays and a couple of the games. I took a break, come back, didn't really feel it. So I'm pioneering sort of the review element, and I'm going to try that out. And you go rough and ready, but like you say, you get a really good start because Stream Elements has come and knocked your door and said, "Yo, do you want to do something together?" And you go, "Well, that's really kick-started, almost like a pioneer productization phase." Do you mean? Because you sit there now and you go, "Well, what's the concept? What's the idea? How do I want to evolve that?" You're in that very early sort of planning concept phase. Do you mean? And you'll grow that over time.
Yeah, exactly. But
just
I will give another good example as well, just for people that probably already know him. Steady or Not is a really good example of, you know, ending up somewhere that you didn't think you'd be. So he started out streaming games, fun stuff. He's oh God, he's gonna hurt me if I get it wrong. Malaysian, and you know, he was partnered. He had a good, you know, he has a very good fan base. But then he started doing food reviews on TikTok of all the Malaysian restaurants he went to, and genuinely blew up from about 10,000 followers to, I think he's at like 250,000 now.
Just goes to show it shouldn't be afraid to have a crack at something.
And I was about, you know, just to say, if there's like a plan that you're thinking of in chat or anyone, you don't know where it'll take you. Like, don't be afraid.
And it's usually the ideas that you don't think will go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I had a TikTok blow up, not gaming related in any way, shape, or freaking form. I got a debt letter from over 22 years ago come to my door, and I was like, "Huh?" Which it wasn't even in my proper name. It was very close to my old married name. I won't go into it. You can look at the TikTok. And I just like, and I literally off the cuff picked my phone up. I'm like, I can't believe it. I got this. The guy said this. He's still and I even said to him, "Have you got any evidence this is mine?" And he was like, "No." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to pay it then."
Take it elsewhere.
Like that video, 36,000 views within 2 days. My gaming ones, 300. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
No rhyme
What?
or reason.
yeah. But this
No,
is
yeah, exactly.
the world of
Me
TikTok
complaining,
is very different.
shockingly.
TikTok's an odd one.
Never.
Like we haven't quite busted into TikTok yet, and we're going to be doing some TikTok content in the future. Not necessarily of our own, but within the Streamseed stuff we're doing, because it's a really interesting space. You see things like blow up from nothing. Do you mean from absolutely nothing and just go, just from no reason, for no reason whatsoever? And I think Welsh has had pretty
There's a
similar
car
experience
shop
there.
in America at the moment that actually has had to stop their Google reviews because somebody put one bad complaint on TikTok.
Oh my
I
god!
think it's
yeah.
sat on something stupid like 60 million views,
I bet, see,
and
that
they're
could ruin
getting
it.
about 2,000 one-star reviews a day.
That could absolutely ruin you.
It's mental.
That's quite scary. Sorry,
But there was that fish and chip shop that blew up wherever
Yeah.
it was.
Binley
And my
Mega
friend
Chippy.
lives near there, and she said it's one of the crappiest fish and chip shops.
Yeah.
But everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the chip shop." Prime drink,
Mega
for example.
Chippy.
Oh, yeah, it's a perfect example.
Prime drink. It's been shown the ingredients are exactly the same as another drink. It's not good for you, but the kids all want it, and people are paying 30 quid for a singular bottle of an energy drink.
I know.
And you've got mums going, "It's great, I got my 5-year-old an energy drink," and you're like, "Oh, bravo."
Yeah.
Like,
Been
come
watching
on.
KSI
Yeah.
for a week, and now he's got a bottle of Prime in his hand. It's like how they grow up.
I know, right?
Just having a quick look back through the chat at some of the other sort of starter journeys. So Byron. Who said Byron? Someone said Byron once, and it's just in my brain rent free. But Brian,
He
It's
said
because
it
it
to me.
looks that
Was it
way.
Lofty?
I read it as Byron, even though I know it's Brian.
I know.
My brain
Catches
can't.
me. Sorry, Brian. So, honestly, joining this world, see, lost all my friends due to divorce, need to escape. So I thought I would try and get into streaming. To this day, I still say the whole reason I started streaming was to make friends. I think that's, like I said, like every reason's a valid reason to get involved. Like, do you mean? But I think that's a really big thing. A lot of people do it to connect with people. Do you mean? It's quite such a sort of easygoing sort of environment to get to know people, isn't it? It comes back to what you were saying earlier, Quack, about networking and building up that sort of initial network. Like, you might play a few games, you might join a Discord, people are streaming in there, you sort of almost fall into that world. Do you mean? But it's a great way to get to know people, especially when you can do stuff like this where you can talk to people, and when you collaborate with people, you're not just sort of talking for the sake of talking, and you're actually working on something together, something you can grow and something you can build on. I think it's just really cool. Let's be honest, it's just really fucking cool. Like, let's have a look. Apparently, Mrs. Quack told Quack's story, so we'll let him off. That's fair enough. You give us the look on
My chair
him.
keeps dropping. I am so sorry. I can feel it going down.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for your chin to rest on the
I'm
bar.
like,
It'll be on the overlay.
Sorry,
Like, nah,
yeah.
it's alright. Don't worry about it.
it's fine. Just don't mind me and my dodgy chair, but it's so comfy. I don't want to give it up.
Oh, Leon doing the TikTok dances is what I want to see. No, you don't. No, you
Leon
don't. I
doing
have
the renegade.
zero
Oh
rhythm,
my God.
like at all. I'd like to think, right, that I could do it.
I have
I
2
can't.
TikToks. One is very well hidden that none of you will ever find.
Chat is a
And-
mission.
And I've got my other one. Because obviously when lockdown happened, before I did streaming, TikTok dancing, and there's mainly a lot of me very drunk through the start of lockdown. I'm not going to lie. And there's a lot of drunken TikToks that I was like, they did quite well. So,
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like, this is a good idea at the time.
Keep those
Let's get these going.
I think there was one of me singing to my Jack Daniels bottle, the
Strong.
Islands in the Stream song. Yeah.
Strong.
See that.
Joe, I do
Yeah,
love a bit of
yeah.
karaoke, mind. Just saying,
bad.
if we ever get together, karaoke's where I want to be.
I can't sing.
Oh, I can't,
hate
but I love it.
karaoke.
There's no hate.
Oh,
for
I love
karaoke.
karaoke. Just other people don't like me singing. It's really bad.
I can't
Really
sing,
bad.
but that doesn't mean I won't. That's the sad bit.
What we lack in skill, we make up for with a can-do
Yeah,
attitude.
straight up enthusiasm.
A lot of heart.
What was it?
A lot of heart.
What was it? Big Dick Energy, wasn't it? That was one of our earlier
Dick
things back in the
Energy,
day. Big
that's
Dick
it.
Energy. What do you look for in a person? Big Dick Energy. That's it.
Oh my god.
Of course, a
You could
throwback.
just stop at big dick I don't worry about the end.
I don't know. I feel like I need to go the energy. Otherwise, I'll log off later and I'll be like, damn,
It'd be a
man.
disappointment.
Yeah, Streamseed has been cancelled.
Yeah, just called out big dick on the net and that's all I'm into. It's like, oh shit. Oh man, what a way to go quiet now. Leave me with that. Cheers. Now, anyway, so anyway, skipping subject. So productization-wise, then, just to come back full circle, we got the beginning, yeah. So you got the idea, you got the concept, and like we said with the stream elements thing, there's a thing there of going. I've been sort of offered an opportunity, or I've seen an opportunity, I've come across something that isn't necessarily what I originally first thought it to be, but is something that is something I'm going to get involved in. It's a bit different. I've maybe never done something like that before, but it's a really good opportunity. And it depends how you take that. It could be like because how you look at that opportunity will be how you move forward. Do you mean so you either go, well, I'm looking at this opportunity from a fun angle, I'm just going to do it for me, no worries, or I see an opportunity to grow something and actually become a bit more with that. And I think part of the thing we'll explore in a bit is, we've touched on before streaming, but I think you've almost got that first go live, which is fine, that pioneer sort of thing. But then you've also got, I'm a part-time streamer now, or, I'm streaming on a part-time basis, and then you eventually get to, a full-time sort of thing if you go in that full circle. Like some people will go, look, I'm part-time for life, I just want to do a couple of hours 3 times a week, and I do it for me socially, and that's all I need to do. Do you mean that's all I'm concerned about? Whereas other people will look at it as a full-time career. Go on, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, even though people go, we're part-time, so I only stream a few nights a week, 4 nights a week, but then you've got all of the other stuff, which makes you full-time. So they can go, I'll only do this. My social media, you guys know how I'm always on it, and then you're having to keep up to date with the the newest social media, know what's good, what's bad. So for instance, like Kick's just come out, that's a big cross, that's a big no, but then you see all your friends are like, oh my god, we're going to Kick, and I'm like, oh, you're crazy. And then there's so much more behind it. Like I can't edit videos. I'm frigging shocking, and I didn't swear there. I should get a star for that. And I can do my TikTok videos because I use join combo and stuff like that. So I've got that little bit, and I can clip with my foot pedal. Great. But when it comes to other stuff, you're more than part-time if you stream. If you're, I wouldn't want to say doing it right, because there's no real right or wrong, but if you're making sure you're covering all your bases, because there is no point streaming and putting a generic going live tweet, say, and you have 20 people following you on Twitter. Like, well, there's literally no point. Or you've only got maybe 100 or 200 people. And yeah. Yeah,
no, I'm with you. I'm with you completely. And I think it comes back again to what Quack was saying earlier about this community vibe. Do you mean you're not just...
My chair keeps dropping.
That's all right. Drop away. I'm just waiting for you to disappear. That's all I'm waiting.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just sink into the abyss.
To see your feet pop up as you flip back.
Chair. I don't like this chair, but it's fine.
That's all right. We're going to watch you move house.
This is the gaming chair that I had to have.
Big guns.
This was the gaming chair that I bought myself. I had to have. That is so freaking uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable, but it's just.
It's not quite your other chair. Let's put it that way.
That's like a captain's office chair, which is so comfy.
Oh, I can't stand them because you like flopping them, and I'd like to be like.
I like it because I can. It's just a big chair. I'm a big girl. I need a wide bit for me house, and it's perfect. But yeah.
Nah, fair. But yeah, I think just to go in, it's like it's a full-time thing, isn't it? Like even part-time, or even like you say, even from a beginning perspective, because I think I'm just going to compare it to sort of Streamseed's journey, because that's sort of the closest I'm going to be. So, for Streamseed, when we initially landed on Twitter, we landed in, like I said, September 2021, but the actual work for Streamseed began in April 2021. So a good couple of months before we went live, because we were like, well, I got an idea. I think it's going to work. I need to test it. I mean, I went through that early concept phase of, right, I need to understand, what it is I have, and if if I think that's going to work. So I need to speak to some creators first off. And I didn't have like a massive pool of creators to speak to, but it was like, right, who do I know that's doing content creation? And it might be similar for a content creator. Like, say, if you know somebody who's doing content creation, you say, well, what's it all about? You know, what's the world like? How do you do certain things? You know, all of that sort of initial exploratory sort of stuff. And I think that's where the concept for us began. I think for a creator, it's a similar vibe. You'll see something or someone doing something you enjoy, or you think you'll enjoy, and then you have the same sort of experience and step into that world. But like I say, it's only when you really dip your toes in that you understand where you are, really, isn't it? So you're almost doing like a little launch into that world as your first go live. I'm going to test this out, and I'm going to see what I am and what I want to do. And I think it's only when you dip your toes in do you realise if this is something for you or not. You could do all the planning you want, but sometimes, like Iron Man once said, you got to run before you can walk. Like, you just got to have a crack, and it doesn't matter if you got a Rollby cam and a Rollby mic, or you're on your Xbox or whatever.
You don't. Sorry, go on, Mike.
No, go on.
Go on. That's fine.
I was just going to say, and as horrible as it sounds, not everybody is actually built for it.
No.
Because you see so many people, and it goes back to what you were saying, Em, of like, you see people, you know, with 10, 20 followers, you know, not giving a reason why their content is providing a worth, or, you know, what they're even about. You know, it's just like, I'm live.
Yeah, and you've got to look at it. So for people that, I mean, obviously I've just started getting into like Fortnite, which I know is completely opposite to horror stuff. But with games like Fortnite or any pew pew games, which are really popular, there's many out there. Hi, Stab Mama! Sorry, that's my friend. I love her. So like with a lot of the games, you've got to remember like why should people stop in and watch you? Because there is millions of people playing the same game. Yeah. Why should they come and watch you? So I know someone who would sit and he would play a game and he'd have his controller and he'd be like this. There's his camera and this would be the angle. Mm-hmm. And that would be him, and he would ignore chat. And yet when he played a horror game where he was like having a laugh and he's like, oh my God, chat, he got all the notes, and he couldn't work out why no one would come and watch the other bit. And I'm like...
I think that's really interesting, because you say about the journey with Streamseed. I think I personally apply that to content creation as well. Mm-hmm. So I look at it as not an individual but a brand, because that's where you start off. You make a brand. So like I said at the start, you know, Mr. Quack was just playing on an Xbox, weren't really, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying, weren't really getting the numbers in. And you know, I sort of came about do some of this work in my day-to-day job as well, and you know, I sat down and I was like, right, well what do you want out of it? What is it
What's
that
the
you
plan?
want? Yeah. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do this, and how we're gonna do that. I know his mind was very much, I'm just gonna play this game, and I'm very much strategic and broad, and was like, okay, we need a brand. What are we gonna do? What, you know? So
sorry, I'm laughing about what he wrote in chat. Sorry.
He was quite let me make it good.
But yeah.
I'll be manager. I got you.
It was like, you know, it kind of was, and there was a joke for a long time that I was his manager, because, you know, he came up with this idea of his name's Quack, I'm a panda, and I was like, right, we're going to be the Quacks, I'm going to be Mrs. Quack, you're going to be Mr. Quack, we're going to have Quacklins, we're going to have Discord, we're going to have Quacktown, and make this whole thing. And you need merch. Let's get one merch. Do you know, it just kind of came about, and like you said earlier, things that, because that was his name, I couldn't change that. So I was like, okay, well, how do we productize that?
Because I think you might have, by the sounds of that. We may change your name. How do you feel about this?
Right,
I have got you all rebranded. Okay.
You know the goose.
Yeah. So I thought, right, we'll stick with Quack. That's what he's known as. So we just went down that, and I thought, well, actually, it kind of works, got ducks, and we'll just go down that avenue. And it is about creating a brand, looking at where you want to get to, what is within that. You said earlier about, you know, it's not just streaming, and it isn't. Stream is like, what, 10%, if 10% that, of what you actually do. Yeah, you know, that's just a little piece of editing, and, you know, sometimes you're making content to put out retrospectively,
coming out doing something like this for the evening. So I did
Yeah.
stream tonight, so I can come and do this because I respect Leon and I love what he does here. It's the little things.
Yeah. It's
To
the
get you-
networking. There's
yeah.
so much
Yeah.
time, you know, understanding how each platform works as well. You know, if you're on Twitch, then when's the best time to stream? What are you streaming? Are you streaming just for fun, or are you picking those specific content creations in order to put out because you want a specific demographic, or you just going, I'm just gonna play this?
And
because
it's
I really
very
like
hard to switch because obviously I'm known as a horror streamer.
Mm.
Primarily
That was what I was known
Devour.
as.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I love my Fortnite. And then I started playing Fortnite, but I know obviously Devour's new map will be dropping anytime soon. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of Devour for the next 2 months. I literally will be all my content. So I've been playing a lot of Devour on the, a lot of Fortnite on the run up, and people are like, Ember, and I'm like, but it's fun for me. And so, and then you start thinking about your brand, like you as a person, and then now that comes into. I mean, I've had this conversation with Leon. I'm like, because I remember when we first started talking, and they were telling me, and I was like, well, what can you actually do for me?
Yeah.
Because I can do my own social media, and that's nothing against, because there is ways that he can help.
You've got to do it, yeah.
But I had to be like, and I was like, please don't think I'm being an arrogant person. Use different words. It's me genuinely going, how can we push this more? Like, I want your help, but I've got social media covered. I'm not too bad at that. Like, what can we do? And it's just everything being, it's...
I think that's an important
Streaming
bit.
is hard work.
And it is hard, but it's always more things that you can do. Like you say, I got social media covered, that's fine. But there's probably at least 50% of things that you haven't even gone into that you don't know about, that you think, I'm using this to its full potential, when you're actually not, because you don't know.
I think one of the
There's
things I like to
setbacks
ask,
as well.
one of the things I like to ask, is
right.
I like to ask people why they stream, right? And you'll always get like a massive range of answers, and you'll get and then the follow up. Sorry, the follow up from me then is, if you could stream full time, would you do it? And it's like 99% of the time is yes, I would. And you go, that's great. So like what's your plan? I haven't thought about that. It's like, well, why? Why
would
what's
you
stopping
give
you?
it up? Why would you give up a guaranteed wage for a not guaranteed? Because let me tell you, like when I first started, it was $4.99 a sub. Then the region thing come out, which is great if I want to sub to my friends, but it's $3.99 if you want to sub to me. I get half of that, and then we get
and then you get taxed on it.
Taxed on that, and we get a little bit more taken off here and a little bit more off there, and you're left with diddly shit at the end. But that's not me complaining about the subs I get, because I'm always very, very grateful. And any bits, but people will see, they'll go, oh my god, someone dropped 20 subs on your channel, you must be raking it. And I'm like, actually no. And I don't want to come across as ignorant or like, I'm like, actually no. And
that's fair though. It's like, is it going to pay your rent? Like if you get 20 subs? No, it's not.
No. And I say to people, my goal is, and that's not just streaming and subs and anything like that, but the other stuff that I do with it. If I can pay my car payment every month, and let me tell you, I've not been able to pay my car payment every month, so my other half helps with that. But that's kind of a realistic goal. Which, let me tell you, is under £200. And there's times when I can do really well, and it still doesn't hit that. And but then when I first started, I remember like, oh my god, it was insane. I remember my first payout. I had my first payout in my first month. Was like 600 quid, and I was like, fucking hell, Jesus, I can do this.
I'm gonna be the next big thing.
I'm gonna be rich. And then I've only had it where I've only ever had 4 or 5 months where I've not actually been paid, where I haven't earned enough. So I've been very lucky that I've always earned a little bit.
Sort of balance that out, like.
Yeah, but it's like, I think people don't realise that there isn't a lot of money. To get a lot of money, you need to be fucking good at what you do and how you brand yourself and what brands you align yourself with as well. Like, don't give up your day job if you've got to be realistic. Like, and especially in this climate at the minute. And obviously, because of this climate, because the country is very short money, prices are going up. people are not able to do what they used to do, which is absolutely fine. I always say you don't need to sub as long as you just say hi, I'm happy. But people need to be mindful that there's a cost of living crisis, so people are not going to pay.
Yeah.
They can't, and it's not because they don't want to. It's just too much, like, you know, and we have to respect that. So it's very hard.
I think we will get to later on, just before I let the other guys have a crack. No, I'm just thinking, so we're covering that bit at the moment, which is like, I've gone live, I'm in that sort of maybe part-time-ish sort of phase. I'm either happy there or I want to try and progress that forward. And we'll stay here for a little bit, but, you know, eventually we'll look at, so I know we've only got like 55 minutes left, but a lot happens in 55 minutes. Who gives a shit, right? So towards the end, we'll get into maybe some of the creators who have managed to, you know, like that top 0.5% where you think these guys, like you see them on Twitch every now and again. You see the massive houses in like Cali and all of this, and you think, are we in the same?
You also see a lot of the drama behind it, like the face
big time.
Yeah.
People like that. There's a lot going down. That you go, actually, I want to be a part of that.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
there's other challenges that come with that. Do you mean like it can't go down the
I
shop?
think when you
like...
get bigger, you have to be so much more mindful. I mean, you look at just the. You just gotta look at Twitter. You've just got. Gotta look at Twitter to know that if you breathe to the northwest instead of the northeast,
someone's
you
gonna
can get
come and
cancelled
cut
for it.
you.
So you have to be really mindful about what you say.
And I think the productization journey for that, like you say, let's say you've identified your niche and you've launched, you're doing well, you're in that sort of maximize phase now, so you're trying to grow what you've launched. I think for some people, you can take a lot of time to do that. And that's great because with time comes experience, and with experience you get better at handling all of these challenges. But for somebody who has maybe, you know, launched, hit TikTok or whatever, absolutely just blown up and has now become this huge personality, you've got no experience but major responsibility, and that is a
like that
scary
girl that
concept.
blew up, who's that gaming company, I can't remember what they were, the idiots, who said she couldn't win the computer, then everyone and his mother gave her a computer, and all of a sudden, like, I found that really annoying. I'm glad she got computers and stuff, but she made partner, she got like her blue tick before you had to pay for a blue tick, and all of that within a couple of weeks, and you're like, because she didn't win what? Like,
but
what?
it is the horrible thing.
Like it,
yeah, that is the horrible thing about
and
streaming.
I don't begrudge her for it. That's the thing. I don't begrudge anybody anything, but you do sit there and go,
luck does factor in, and I don't care how many people say like there is a way to get partnered. Luck will always have a part.
Luck has a part in everything. Yeah,
I guarantee if it had happened to any of us, you know, we'd been streaming 2 weeks, we'd won a PC from a certain company that hadn't been paying their bills, and we didn't get the PC. I'd imagine if we were that lucky, air quotes.
Yeah, it's kind of an indirect luck, like
because
right,
what
Brian,
what people don't realise, and this is a horrible thing, what Em said again, because we are essentially a hive mind, is that Twitter absolutely loves drama. Like, people already knew this company for not paying their staff, not paying their taxes.
I'd already turned them down, and that's funny because
same.
a lot of I've seen a lot of my friends who are like bigging it up. They had their code, and I was like, I got approached. I've turned down many.
I did not like him
because I was
all.
Like, that's yucky to me, and something didn't sit right. And I saw so many people with the same code. I'm like, yeah, no, you're good. Same with Udi, whatever they are. I won't work with them. Yeah. But that's my own personal opinion.
I worked with them, but I liked them. But
but there's good and bad with however you perceive it. But it's
everything's for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally.
If you can get your free one, that's fine. Get your free one.
I got a free one, and then they came back to me and said, "Do you want to do it again? Here's more money and another free hoodie." So my missus and I both have hoodies now that we haven't paid for.
I mean, I think only because I watched some YouTube discussing it, and I went, "That's for me." But
and not everything.
if you
is.
can get your freebie, get your freaking freebie. Like, if you can get the bag for it, get the bag for it. We're all hustling out here.
There is an element of luck because people love drama, especially on Twitter. Like, if any one of us had said, like, yo, I won this competition, and then they backed out of it on a technicality, I imagine anyone would have got, got the growth. And you can do everything that like all these gurus will tell you to do. You might not still get it.
No.
But if you're in the right place, the right time, the right moon angle lines up with a horoscope.
Aries is into
stars
Pisces, and we
align.
have a blue
Yeah,
moon.
exactly. Saturn
And
rising
we've
is in the
lit
nebula.
6 candles. Yeah.
But I do think though that even, let's say your stars not aligning, you're better to be prepared and better to be like have a united front as opposed to just throwing stuff out into the world and hoping for the best. Like you say, hitting that go live button and seeing it pop up on Twitter, isn't a tactic. Do you mean it isn't something that's going to help you necessarily?
But you also need to know, I feel, when you start streaming, who you are as a person and how you align with things. Because, and I don't want to bring controversy, but a certain game that just come out, I won't play that. I won't promote it. I have my reasons, and that's fine. You want to do it? I'm not even going to discuss anymore.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people I know playing it, and I'm like, that's disappointing. But who am I to tell them? But I keep my thoughts, and this is the most I'll ever speak on it, to myself, because I do not want any drama. Because people I know with much bigger audiences have been cancelled. I mean, I have
much less.
I mean, I have, but like, and I get it, and I understand, and it's things like that. You just have to be very mindful of your brand. Same if you're picking someone that you're going to be partnered with, or you do an affiliate with. I look at who else they're affiliated with, like what. You look at Sizzle Popcorn that has not been paying any of their people, and everyone was all like Sizzle, and I'm like, and they have not paid people for over a year. And so when people go, you're a little bit, and you can be a little bit harsh about things, and I'm like, because
can I just jump in on that one as well?
Yeah.
Did you see the tweet that was posted? Sorry guys, mistakes happen. No, that's not a mistake.
Really?
No.
You didn't pay your whole team for over a year, then you got rid of some, and didn't pay the next lot, but you got them to train. So this is why I'm very wary of companies, and I'm very wary of ones that have just started, and I'm very wary because 3-4 weeks ago people were like, Sizzle Popcorn, great, and now people are like, oh, and then you look at what brands interact with what brands, and I think that says a lot as well. And people will go, stupid, why aren't you going over there? Why aren't you like, because you know X, Y, and Z, why are you not over there? And I'm like, I'm good.
Well, not to plug Streamseed, but we're going to do some of that, so we're doing our due diligence.
Yeah, no, but I know you guys would. I mean, I'm not being funny. The people you work with, like, I laugh.
The creators,
I laugh, and I'm like, well, I can't, Sweet Cabinet, amazing. I can't fault that. Is just awesome.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if we look at a brand and we say, all right, we're gonna work with this brand, they might be good or bad. For us, it's not necessarily we're working with a good or bad brand, because we are there to just objectively look at that brand and say, well, this is what we believe. This brand sits and does.
Are we all getting our brand stuff? What drinks have you all got?
Freaking hell, they're all whipping
what
up
drink
their
have you
ammos.
got? Are you all Play Mobile?
Play ammo is what they're whipping out.
Play Ammo, that's
I
it.
have 2 more tubs
Stock up there
downstairs.
as well, but I can't.
This is a really good point, right? I'll come on to the
I
brand
don't
stuff now.
see.
Go on.
Now I don't. I got very involved with an energy drink company at the start of my content creating, which was Control Energy, which I was really fucking hyped about, which I worked so hard with, and I was in their Discord, and I really loved it. And let me tell you, because I don't want to be rude about other, because I don't know other companies, so it's not for me to say. I just personally now, unless it's Red Bull knocking at my door, which is highly unlikely, I'm not going to go for that, because I can't in good faith go, I'm going to drink, because I won't, and I know I won't.
No, that's fair.
And so I'm very, yeah. And like, for me, I was like, when these guys came out, I was like, they're really cool. And it was really lovely watching them. Like, when you did the thing with them, really nice. And it was
good
lovely
guys.
to see them having that really honest conversation. But I won't go, first of all, I don't like anime. Please don't kill me, people. So I was like, first of all, that's a no for me because I can't go, this is Ujima flip on this. I ain't got a frigging clue, so it's just pointless.
But that's
exactly so. You
I
promote
think that's
what
a big
you...
that's a big thing concept wise though, because
Yeah, that's amazing. If that's what you're into,
that's it. Your
that's what's
concept
great.
your concept isn't I want to be a live streamer. Your concept is who am I to live streaming? Do you mean what am I bringing to the table? Like the brand, the business is me.
A hot sauce which might be called Devour Queen, and it's going to be called the Goat Incinerator.
I'm
now
so
that is
shit
on brand.
with hot sauce. That is pretty cool, mind. The goat
That is pretty on
incinerator.
brand.
I wouldn't put it on my eggs. I'll be
now.
honest with you.
Why would you put hot sauce on your eggs?
Oh, I got served Tabasco with eggs the other day, and I was just like, oh man.
It is hot sauce on eggs is surprisingly.
It's meant to be really good.
It is a mood. It is a mood.
The problem with hot sauce is I don't know how hot it's going to be, so it's like it's either going to make my food or just fucking ruin it, and I'm like, oh, I'd rather not take the risk.
Or you're sticking a toilet paper in the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. Glass of
case.
milk, please.
But I mean, I think, and it's really funny because my community, they know I won't promote anything unless I genuinely like it. I'm too old for BS. You're not going to see me just trying to get another affiliate code. Not going to lie, I have 4 affiliate codes with energy drink companies because they were that easy to get. I don't use none of them. I just did it because I wanted to taste it, didn't like it, moved on. But like with the hot sauce, they were like, is it that good? You're saying it's good, but you got it sent for free. I was like, I did get it sent for free because I wasn't buying it. Like, you should send it to me. I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'm not wasting, And I literally took a dab of it on my tongue to prove that it wasn't like, and I'm going to throw up because I genuinely like it. I'm like, it's a nice hot sauce.
Yeah. I'm just going to do a little story if I can.
Yeah,
because
go
I
for
know
it.
we're probably holding Leon up for this.
No, that's
We
all
are.
right.
He's got a whole list and we're not.
Oh no, I like to whip it back and forth. So you crack on.
We're on subject 1 in his list.
But I actually bought this after I followed Streamseed because I through Streamseed started speaking to Player Ammo because I think you put a question up and I like started speaking to them underneath. And I was like, all right, this company's pretty cool. So I thought at the end, like I saw the Backy promotion and I thought like, all right, I liked Backy, it was good. And to be honest, I haven't bought any pounders for ages. So I bought this one with a shaker, and I think about 3 days after I bought it, Mo, the owner, gave me a phone call and was like, look, this batch was shit. This batch isn't how it's supposed to be. The ingredients weren't grown properly.
That's amazing that he called you. That's good.
So
that's what I like.
Yeah, he called me directly and said, look, you've bought the blue raspberry. It's wrong at the moment. So we're going to send you a tub of the other flavour, strawberry lemonade, for free.
Nice.
And when we fixed the blue raspberry, we're going to send you another tub of that. So I bought this tub, which I'm now using as a display, because even though I'm not affiliated with them in any way, I might genuinely ask if I can, because that interaction
says a lot.
That is the key. That right there, the communication is the frigging key. So like with you guys, Leon, the way that we chatted, and I often now and again will jump in his inbox and be like, why am I not a partner with you? And like, with the shit out of him. It is what it is. But the communication we have, and I can be really honest, sometimes probably too much for my own good, but Leon knows he's going to get that straight answer whether he likes it or not, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm just like, and so for a company to be that honest, go, Joe, that was shit, let's sort that out, that for me is a big win. And I go, okay, I like you, that's good. Same with the hot sauce guys. I've known the guy for ages. He's never tried to give me an affiliate code. He's never tried to get me to buy his hot sauces or be in his business, anything like that. He saw me with a selfie and went, can I send you some hot sauces? I'm like, of course you can. I was like, I'm not paying shipping though because it's quite expensive. And he was like, no, cool, we'll send it. And they were here within a week.
Yeah.
From America. And I was like, do you know what? And he didn't just send me like one. I got a few hot sauces. And the communication is really good. and I've voiced some feelings that I have about. You know, I'm like Leon, I can't help myself. Let people
go
know.
for it now. Like I said, gotta go
they're
for it.
really good. Like they have a partnership program, and I went. They're like, we would like, and I'm not doing it. I was like, because I'm not gonna wear your gear all the time. I'm not gonna promise you that I'm gonna put your stuff on my stream. I don't do it. I don't do it for any of the other companies that I do. I'm not gonna do it for you because that's not fair. I'm not. I literally sent them a list of things that I wasn't gonna do, and then I had to say, I'm really sorry. Please don't think I'm like being arrogant, but I have a brand, which is me. You guys are amazing, but that doesn't align with everything that I do because otherwise it's becoming I'm all for you and I'm giving you all the free advertising, and that's not what I'm about. Like you can pay me for that. Like but how can we work it, because I want to work with you guys. And so they were like, right, okay, can you change this to this? Could you do this? I can do them things, that's fine. And we had a really lovely open communication about what I was willing to do. What they were like, we really would like this, but we will take this. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know? So, if you see me with...
ambassador or an affiliate or anything like that, it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
It's not just if I give you this, will you do it? No.
Read your contracts.
Yeah, what am I doing for you and what are you doing for me? Because I'm also a brand, so let's work together and what we're going to do. And I think that's really important. And for me personally, and this is just a personal opinion, I spend my time investing in people.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Streamseed, Leon, I invest in you as a person rather than the whole brand itself. Shut up, just stop getting
Ma'am, guess what?
Someone call him a bastard, knock his ego down.
I know. I'll get it with a slip by now, it'll be alright.
It is. I think when you look behind the brand and you see the people that put the work into it, that's what I particularly invest in. I met the Playorama guys. We spoke about what goes into the contract, what we do for each other. Do I like the product? You know, Mr. Quack was in that conversation with me, and I invested in who they are and what their brand is about, rather than just, oh, that's cool, I get an affiliate code with them. Like you said, you can get them.
You can get them for a penny.
You can
for some of them
people.
you can. Yeah, you can. For some of them you can. Yeah.
Yeah, you can email people and just say, oh, can I be an affiliate or a brand ambassador? Great, fantastic. Does it really mean much?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I had with Devour. Sorry, I will be quick. I promise. So with Devour, obviously being their only official content creator, I'm not the biggest streamer out there. I know that there is better people that stream Devour than myself, which I know that. And I've had a few people recently that have been gunning for that crown of mine, and they have been grinding my gears about Devour and stuff. I won't get into it because and it's noticed. But do you know what? I can't fault them because that's how I got the position that I'm in. And I had that conversation with them, and I'm like, because I was getting really upset because I'm like, this could all just be taken away. And I mean, I've got the fucking tattoo. Like, I'm not getting that taken off. Like, come on now. And I remember having a really open conversation, going, look, I get there's bigger people than me. There's better people than me. There's people that this, that, and the other. And you know, and I was really panicking. I'm like, and if you want me not as your official content creator, these are the people I'd like it to go to if I have a say in it, because there is some of my really good friends. I was like, I would love to pass it on to them. And they turned around and went, it's not about any of that, it's about you. We love you, and that is your role for as long as you want it, unless you do something really drastically wrong.
So this, go on, finish what you're saying.
And yeah, so that for me made me go, huh. And they were like, when you see certain people doing certain things, because I bite at certain things. Shocking. I know.
No.
And they were like, just be you. You got this role because you were one of the first people to play it and bring it to the community and actually build the Devour community. I had Devour merch before they did. I've probably bought the game at least 50 or 60 copies to give out personally. Like I've never needed them to Stunty, I love you. If I had to give my crown over, I'd give it to Stunt Mama because she's amazeballs.
There you are, you've earned it.
She's amazing. But it's that. It was really lovely to hear that they invested in me, not how many numbers I have, not like because my viewership has dipped, but you know, it is what it is. And because we've been waiting a year for a new map, so it's really hard to be like, I've got to stream this once a week, but my community have seen me play this. Like, I have a lot of hours in that game. They're not going to tune in because they already know what I'm doing. They know how I play. So that has been really lovely to actually know they invested in me and not.
But the thing is, as well, is you were, you know, again, we've talked about sort of finding your, you know, a niche in things.
Burning goats, who knew?
Burning goats, exactly. And it's the reason I started playing Devour again. Is I can't remember their names for the life of me, but I found them through you, and it was when you did your weekly carry people. It was Stretch, I think, yeah. Because yeah, I think we had just a little conversation on Twitter or Twitch or something.
Yeah, it was on Twitter, I think. Because we followed each other on Twitter before Twitch.
But we just barely spoke because I'm terrible at speaking to people. But it was like, you know, even though they hadn't released any new maps, you made your viewership come because it's like, all right, cool. If you come by, we'll carry you on the Nightmare difficulty, and we'll get you a robe. We'll get you your robe. So, you know, even though you've not had the input from the game, I know they were probably working on it. I know they're a small team, so they can't just churn everything out in a week. But, you know, you've thought about your thing. You've thought about how you can make the best of it, and you've done it.
Yeah, because the new map was supposed to be October. We were supposed to have had it in October, and then there was one of the devs got poorly and stuff like that. And so they pushed it back, and that was really hard. And I understood and I supported them 110%, as I always will. I mean, I've got one of the devs going to be on my stream on March the 10th. Not plugging it, but Dave will crib. And she's going to be talking about everything Devour. But that was hard because I'm like, shit. Now what? Because I'm like, I have to do like a stream a week for Devour. They are really flexible on it, but it is part of my contract. They're really cool. But I'm like, if I need a new map because I'm running out of people to get robes for, I need new content, which is going to happen real soon.
I just want to come back to something you said earlier, then, right? Because I think this is super important, right? And it's a controversial opinion, right? But it's one that I love throwing in the mix. So we said about you being the only person, the only official one for Devour, and like we said with PlayerArm and a couple of other brands, they've chosen to work with you, or they've reached out, like the Stream Elements thing with you, Mike, and so on. Now, I think the really interesting point is when you look at yourself, so a big part of productization will be competitor research. Now, when you look at a streamer's competitors, it could be somebody who is playing the same game, right? I know there's this very thin line between competitor and collaboration, right? Now,
and arch enemy, nemesis.
Yeah, but where I see this going, right? Where I see this going is you can collaborate with people who also play Devour, right? And you can create awesome content together. That's great. But if somebody then decides to watch them instead of you, then you take a deficit for that. And it's like Microsoft going, oh, you know, our products are awesome, but go check out Google. They as a class. And Microsoft lose money, and you just think.
But it depends on the person.
I know.
And I will be really honest on that because there is some people like Stunt Mama.
Yeah.
I love her content, and I do not have a bad word to say about her ever, and that's not because she sat there. And then there's other people that will take the game that I love, like it's like I've birthed this game. Okay, I love it. I don't think you guys understand how much it is. It's just, I love it. I just, you know.
I'm getting a flavour after you said you burst it. I mean, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, after your first go, it's like, whoa. And then you have people that have other opinions on the game that you love that are putting out content that's getting views. I love you too, Stop Mama. And that can be, I have to be so careful with my words. It can be so infuriating because you're taking something I love and you're not looking after it. But they are, because in there they're doing great content. They're just putting their spin on it, and it's like, oh. It would be like if they took one of your children to the hairdresser and shaved all their hair off without you knowing. You're like, what are you doing? Why are we doing this? Like,
they're still my child, but they're gonna hate.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And the passion for the game is very high. I love the game so much. I love what it's done for me. I love the devs. I'm an absolute geek. I mean, look, I've got the signed poster up there from the devs, and I'm still waiting for the Daywalker Corinne robe. We're working on that.
One of these days.
One of these days. But it's a long-standing joke. Like, I will say to them, like, anytime I message Hannah, I'm like, ... Daywalker robe when? And she just puts ... ha 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 back at me. So, I mean, it's not no.
No, it's not a no, but one of these days.
It is hard.
Go on.
For the... It is very hard. Some people you just see as your friend and they're doing well. And yes, the viewers may be there. But you don't mind that because you know they're awesome. But then there's other people that people could be watching, and you're like, why?
Investing in people as well. Because if you're putting out the same type of content or the same game that somebody else is playing, from a viewer point of view, you're gonna watch the person that you enjoy more, not necessarily the game. Me personally, I don't go and watch streams that I'm just going to watch just because they're playing a certain game. I watch streams because I want to see that person. So, for instance, I'm going to drop Lofty in it, but, I go into Lofty stream. I haven't got a clue what he's playing, and I don't particularly care. I just want to interact with that individual. I'll go in, talk to the person, and that's me as a viewer, not as a stream. I invest in the people that I want to watch, and I think that's what puts you aside from other content creators and other individuals, is being true to yourself and looking at how you portray yourself as a brand and how you come across to people, how you come across to your viewers.
Thanks for following, guys, by the way. Appreciate it.
I do go and watch people that are literally just because they're playing Devour, and I have met some amazing people. So like before Hover went like down the toilet, I left that months before it went down the toilet, by the way. I would only follow and watch Devour clips. I was very lucky. I had a niche, and I loved it. And I loved Hover for what it did for me. I met some amazing people. I know it was very much a follow for follow thing, but that was the other stuff. I just stuck with my Devour realm, and I was happy in that little spot. So I will go and seek out, I will go and watch streams just because someone's playing Devour, and I don't go in there going, hi, I'm the only official content creator. I love the chaos of watching new players. And I'll sit there and I'll chat and I won't say anything about who I am because I just think that's a little bit egotistical. Sometimes I have done it, I'm not going to lie, but not all the time. Just when they're like telling me I don't know shit about the game, and I'm like, really, go look
it's
at
like, bro, fight me. Car park me and you now.
I'd like to say I'm joking, but I have done that once. Come on, you know me. But it's really lovely, and then I've had messages where they'll be like, oh, we'll check you later, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, no, cool, whatever, do, like, enjoy your stream, it's nice seeing new players. And then I'll get messages going, holy shit, like, you are the only official, I'm like, yeah, but like, I didn't want to put that in your streams, it's not about me, it's about you. And I love watching new players, I love hearing their screams, I love hearing the scaredness of, like, that first
excuse me,
meeting Anna. I just love it.
You've got me thinking, really, right? Because I've done a bit of looking around at some of these like content creators who have sort of made it. Some of them have maybe dropped off now, and I think a group that really sticks out to me is where you get like professional players or ex-professional players who turn to live streaming, but then maybe like not to pick anyone out of the crowd, but maybe lack a little bit more personality. You used to be on an esports stage. You're there. You're in the zone. You're playing the game. That's why you're there. Now, eventually, you leave a team and you become like a streamer. But you don't necessarily have the streamer quality. So you're just playing. People will watch you for the skill. But then as soon as other more skilled players arrive and people go and watch them because they're in the new meta, they're doing the new stuff, that person who was once top of their game has either fallen or had to adapt very quickly to a different scenario. And I think there's one or two which have played... I think XQC was one who used to play Overwatch professionally, started live streaming, then went into professional Overwatch, then come out of professional Overwatch, but has done very well. because he's managed to adapt very quickly and change his
You
type of
have to
content,
adapt,
and that's the
yeah.
only reason that people will stay current, because otherwise you'll start to fall behind newer and newer players. And I think it's a very like, I've seen people come and go over the years. I used to love watching playing League of Legends, all this sort of stuff, and now never see them live, and if they are, then they're like so far from where they used to be.
Yeah.
So their
I see a lot
maximise
of
phase, if you will,
phasmophobia.
hasn't been as good. Go on.
Faz was the same. A lot of the content creators for Faz, I know a lot of them, and a lot of them are amazing, and they've had to turn up their content and change it, and not just be Faz, because it got really friggin' stagnant. No matter how many patches you're doing, you're still going in the house going, "Hello, Ghost, are you there?"
Yeah.
And all the drama with the dev team didn't.
Yeah, that
by
was horrific. But being able to adapt, so like, I know I can't play Devour every night and get viewership. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it one night a week. Obviously, when the new map comes out, that I literally will consistently be playing Devour, because it is new, and I have a lot of new people, and I have to change it to work with the new map, so people know that my face is out there. And it's very hard being it's very hard to try and kick it up a level, because just because I have that title, unless you know me or you are in the Devour community, you don't know who the hell I am, and it ain't gonna mean shit to you. Like, literally, you're not gonna care. And that can be like quite challenging as well. But I think being able to adapt. So like, I chuck in a Fortnite Friday. It's been Fortnite Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. But I chuck in Fortnite.
All out Fortnite.
But I have fun with it, and I say to my kid, it's something that I really, really enjoy. But where now I've got a little bit better, and I'm not concentrating so much on chat, because I'm concentrating on my wins, because it depends on who I play with. So then I'm like, actually, I can't stream this, because do you know what? I'm getting stressed out, and I need to go back to having the fun. So if I stream it, I need to be like, we're just gonna muck around, we're just gonna have a laugh, because that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
If I want to be like in the game, in the zone, because Fortnite's life, then I do that off stream, because I can.
You can actually
don't
not
have to
worry
think
about it.
anyone else. Yeah. And you have to.
You get a similar thing with this, because I know the chat's going, and we've had a couple of questions in and out, and we're communicating, but you get into the conversation, you get into what you're doing. Do you mean? And I think like it is important to keep an eye on chat, and make sure that you're there for them as well. Do you mean? So sorry, chat, if I've been a little bit in and out. This has been quite. This is like the productization thing is my baby. Like, it's what
you can tell, you can
love
see
it.
you smiling. You got the little glint in your eye. You're like,
Just like the focus groupy stuff, you and everyone's bits and pieces, pull it all together. That's what I live for. Like I said, if I could build worlds for a living, I would, 100%. But I think on the flip side of like viewers, so we talked a little bit about competition versus collaboration, which I think is still a super important topic, and I always love to get people's opinions on it. But I also think you've got the flip side of viewership then, which is your brand side. And this is something that Streamseed's tackling, or trying to tackle and work with creators on. But from a productization point of view, you're looking at how you are perceived and how you were going to create content and what you're going to do in order to attract an audience. But you've also got a second sort of, and it might be others, but a second sort of version of that is, how do I attract brands? What's my concept for attracting a brand? Like for you with Devour, you were going to say, well, I do a specific type of content. This works really well with Devour. I've got a specific type of personality. These are the way my streams are set up. You guys come together very nicely. Do you mean? But for a creator who maybe doesn't align with a brand, but you want to be a part of that brand, and you think that I want to work in that sort of direction, you've got to sort of evolve.
be without Gato, Corsair.
Oh, see, no, I'm a Corsair man, except for the Razer, the new webcam. Like a Corsair through and through for me, and Steel Series, not Corsair, Steel Series. Sorry, fucking botched that one. But Steel Series all the way.
Not coming to you now.
Ah, you gotta believe. I'll just say, Corsair for your sake. But it's all Steel Series, guys. It's all Steel Series.
I think I was very well. You've known me for a long while now, Leon. I very much have been Elgato, Corsair. That would be a lovely. I would die for that partnership, and I would break my back in trying to tag them and do this. And it's like, actually, you're not going to get that. No, yeah, you're not. Just and realizing, and it's really funny because I see some of the newer streamers do it, and I'm sure the people that are kind of mentored me, who are my friends that were like way ahead of me by a year or two, were chuckling when I'm like, I'm gonna get this, and they're like,
Give it time.
and
That's
then
it.
you see the next lot of people, and you
Yeah.
go, because you don't want to piss on their parade. You
Mm.
want them to be full of enthusiasm. You don't want to be like, actually, it's probably really bloody unrealistic for the huge. I'm talking like really big brands. Like you need to be lucky to get.
But this is the thing. I think you
brands.
almost need to, like, a part of you needs to go, right, this is what I am today. This is
Yeah.
where that big brand is. Right? It might be all the way over here. Right? I need to understand
Down the
what
road.
that journey is. Do you mean I'd like
Yeah.
if I'm like if in like take product, like for example, if I wanted to sell a certain product and I wanted to get to a certain point, I'd have to know how many I was going to sell each month or whatever to actually reach that goal eventually. And I think you should always, like, if you're like super serious and you're like, right, I want to go full time, I want to do this, you should understand what is years down the line. If luck happens here and catapults you forward, that's great quality. Don't shoot the gift horse in the mouth. Like, but if your full time is there and you are here today, I feel like you really need to understand that journey and be honest with yourself. Do you mean it's not an overnight thing?
I'll tell you
And there's a
who's
lot
really
of
good at
steps. Go on.
Mike said Stallion.
Mm.
He's a really good pat because I've only followed him for a couple of years, and it's really funny because he only lives literally down the road. Never met him in real life. We probably might have seen each other, but like to see even the last 18 months how it's gone. And
I feel like I need to go and watch this guy.
Amazing. It's
He is
amazing
great.
to watch. He is really nice, and it's amazing to see. And that is hard fucking work that he's put in.
Mm.
That's not dilly dallying. That is not being like, oh, I'm gonna put one tweet out. I'm just gonna go live. That guy has worked, and I
There's
think
a lot that goes behind
He,
it.
he is
a
at
lot.
work on every platform all
but
the
he
time.
doesn't
It's
just
terrifying.
I mean, he obviously had all of his other jobs and stuff like that, and you know, and it's amazing to watch him. And I may not be in his streams all the time because the content isn't quite what I watch. I have him tabbed up if I'm working in here, and I don't always talk because I don't feel like I've got much to say because I'm like, but you know, I know who he is.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the look.
But it is amazing to watch people kick it up a gear and actually go, do you know, he's been doing what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. And so when I go, I've been streaming 2 years, actually, do you know what? I'm not doing too bad for 2 years in because obviously, like we were saying earlier, ego got in when I was getting really big numbers and I was like, it was like boom, boom, boom. And then it dropped. Actually, I'm kind of glad it did because it gives you the kick up the backside to go, actually, you need to work a bit harder for this. It's not a case of turning
Just
that
happens.
on.
Yeah.
You have got to do stuff. You have got to be. You've got to put your face out there.
Quack. I was
That's
just
kind of.
go on.
Sorry, go on.
Go on. No, say what
I
you
was
were going to
just
say, and then
gonna
I'll
say-
quack it up.
Yeah, because I was just going to say that's always the flip for me. Is that because Stally and I have streamed? I think he's done about a month or two more than me. Part of my mind always thinks like, if you didn't take those breaks, would you be in that position? But I was forced to take those breaks.
Oh, you can't do
otherwise,
yourself like Emin.
Yeah, but then I think like, you know, I've got messages on my phone, like voice notes from him, basically when I wanted to quit a couple of times because I came back, didn't have the numbers, thought, fuck it, why am I doing this? So I told him, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna pack it in and give up. But then, you know, he's like basically sent me voice notes back saying, don't do that, you stupid bastard. You're actually pretty good at it. Do it. Otherwise, I'm going to come and fight you. And then, like, you get that little kick up the ass where you think, like, well, again, somebody, you know, big acknowledges, like, and he's not the kind of person that would just say it for the
and I
sake
think
of saying it.
It's one of those you just go, sometimes you're gonna like, and I want to do a complete Doughnut table on this, but like the imposter syndrome sort of vibe, or you know, I'm just not good enough at this sort of vibe. And I've gone to bed some nights, right, and I've like lay in bed thinking, oh my fucking god, like I want Streamseed to be so much, but I don't. I'm not where I want to be yet. And so, like, from a brand perspective, I get it all the time. But you just got to power through. You just got to be like, oh fuck that, shut up. Do you mean?
The other day, I had 5 no's within an hour. Normally a no, I'm like, okay. Because I know with this map for Devour, I'm trying to get myself out there with some of the biggest streamers. Not that I don't know them, because we've mixed in the same Discord to being in that horror community, so I know we know each other. Reached out to some really big people, and I got 5 no's within an hour. And I'm not, in my other half show, I was crying my eyes out. I was like, I'm not good enough. And I had a complete breakdown.
Yeah.
None of the no's were bad. They were really lovely. And I get they have their teams of people they play with who have played every new map with, and they have stuff that they do, which is cool. I was just trying to shoot my shot and be like, hey. And then I'm like, maybe I'm not good enough for this. Like, I might, like, what's wrong with me? And I literally cried, like, ugly tears for, like, a whole day. Because I was like, you know, and then my other half was like, snap out, but look how far you've come. Like,
yeah, and that's the key, isn't it?
He's like, if you had a no once a week for 5 weeks, you would have been fine. You'd be like, they're lost, no big deal. It is what it is.
Just caught you off guard a bit, like.
But it was just 5 in 1 hour. I was like, oh my god,
can't handle it.
It's hard.
Sorry,
It is hard.
Just wanted to come back to Quack a sec, because
Yeah.
as the Quack brand manager, I was just wondering, where do you see, and there's a lot to put you on the spot at all, but where do you see the Quack going from where you guys are today to, like, the future? Do you have a plan, or is this very much I'm going to wing it and find out?
I think for me, I find it really difficult to look at a plan full time. I very much devoted to my career. This is not something that I would want to do full time whatsoever.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love meeting people. I love the streaming aspect when I do it. But yeah, for me, it's just not realistic, and I'm very much a realist. I never give up, as Em said earlier, never give up a full-time position and stable income for something that I can't control. I used to have a business of my own before I started my career. I understand how much hard work is put into it. It can be successful, but it means that you have to be on it 24/7. You have to devote your whole time to what you're doing, and it's down to you and your hard work that you put in and what you get out. And that's just not for me. Now, I know Quack would probably answer a little bit different, and he'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
I was going to say, Quack, you going full time?
And I'm like, oh, it's fine, we don't have a baby on our way and a mortgage and bills and
Yeah.
stuff. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Responsibilities. Yeah.
You know, adult life, it's fine, don't worry about it. You stream, you do you, is it? But
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
started the streaming just because, obviously, I follow other people, but like my 3 youngest all have special needs, so I had to give up work to be at home because my other half was the house husband because I had more money. But obviously, we've got Aiden, who's 10, and the twins that are going to be 9, so they're very close in age. Aiden has a lot of other issues. He has a lot of hospital stuff, surgeries, and so neither of us could be at work because of the kids, because we had to be full time with them, free with additional needs. It is a lot.
I can
And
imagine
there's
it.
days where I don't want to turn the camera on. I don't want to go live, and I've got very good at. If I'm having a bad day, I go, I can't. I'm not in the mood for this. But then there's other times where I'm like in that half sort of mindset, and I'm like, no, actually,
I can power
sort
through.
the shit
Yeah.
out. Get on there, because you know once you're on there, you're probably gonna have a right old laugh.
Mm.
And it's finding that balance. So, I mean, I'm now one of the cool mums at the school because I play video games as
Oh
my
yeah,
job.
gonna be a streamer,
Especially
bro.
when the boys found out I play Fortnite, I was like.
I think if you are in that position, and definitely
Yeah.
if I was in a position where, you know, I didn't have a full-time job,
Yeah, if I didn't have a job, if I was working, I wouldn't be able to do this. It's just not.
I'd absolutely be looking at, I would look at things in a 10-year plan, 3-year,
you're
5-year, 10-year. It's the type of role that I have in my day-to-day job. It's something that you look at, and you know, you look at, okay, how am I going to get there? What do I need? You know, all these things we talked about today in terms of, you know, you start off with a budget for a start, because how are you going to stream have you got a mobile phone? Have you got a device? Have you got a PC? Have you got these things cost money? So you
And
have to put
can your
money into.
PC cope with the game you want to play?
Yeah.
You need upgrades. It's not about the flashy. I tell people this all the time. I don't give a shit if you got flashy lights in your PC, because if your PC's got a shit inside, the lights ain't gonna make it work better. Like,
But these are all the things that are taken into account as part of productization, because you'll say, right, I've got a concept. I know who I am. I know what I want to go and do. Planning phase. Can I actually do it? No. Shit. What am I going to do about that?
These things cost
Do you
money.
mean?
They,
Yeah.
and
They
do.
do.
You know, you start out and you don't realise that, oh, it's fine, I'll just switch my computer on. But as you said, the specs of that computer doesn't work for what you want to do. Okay, well, what am I going to do now then? How
I
am I
stole
going to
my other
develop that
half's computer.
concept?
Oh. Emotional damage.
I took his computer. Don't get me wrong. Then we built mine and we gave it back. But it is that concept of how we're gonna get.
How am I going to do it?
And he was very gracious, because he was like, you can use that because it's better. And if you're streaming, you need to make sure your frame rates and all the people don't realise that the lights I've just got, I only got them just after Christmas because I could not afford. I had a little, you know, when you do your makeup and you have the little ones that you click your mobile on to put on your desk. I had one of them, and that was my light, which was shocking. I only got these. I always wanted the Elgato, and we were like, can't afford that. But we looked at the specs, and we got ones that were the same specs, but a lot fucking cheaper. And you have to. I mean, I started off with a Snowball that I think we got second hand. His PC, a crappy camera. I'm not gonna lie, it was awful. One monitor, which I don't know how I even cope with that because I have 3 now. Yeah, I literally did. I had his old headphones. Everything was his old stuff. And then I remember when I started liking what I like, which happens to be a Corsair or Elgato, and I was looking at keyboard. It was only a year previously he wanted to spend a certain amount on a keyboard, and I was like, I lost my
90 quid?
shit. I was like, probably a little bit more, and I lost my mind at him for doing it. I was like, how dare you? And then when I turned into streaming, I'm like, keyboard I want.
Don't
You may
punch
want
me.
to sit down.
But,
Just-
yeah. Budget
It was
this.
just an Xbox, and that's all we had. We didn't have a computer, we didn't have a gamer laptop, we didn't have a desk, we had nothing. It was just an Xbox, and that's how we started. And
But look where you are now. It's amazing. Look at your back. Like it's the, like I was saying to you guys earlier when I was saying about when someone puts an old clip of me, I can tell by where I am in the room how piss poor the lighting is and by what length my hair is of what it was. Because I'm like, oh, that was that phase. I didn't quite have a good enough camera.
Do you know, it's
You
making
know?
me think as well, like, just to go for the Streamseed versus streamer sort of scenario, like, from a brand perspective, not always, but I'm super lucky to have the team that I have. And the guys, like, just, like, the amount of effort that goes in, the amount of chat back and forth, even the partner creators, just to sort of keep things moving, keep it all sort of on the right level, make sure we're going the right way, all the work in the back end, the conversations we have, all of this sort of stuff. Whereas, like, for a creator, like, you have a support network if you're in a community, but outside of that, do you mean, like, is, like, a lot of people won't have other people there? Do you mean you're relying completely on your own sort of intuition to go forward? And a lot of times, right, I can be a bit of an optimist, right? I say a bit of an optimist. I'm a massive optimist. I'll go in the chat and go, guys, this is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to work. I got all of it planned out, and they'll go, Lee, that's
Hate
fucking
me.
shit, man. And I'm like,
more of
thanks for
like,
telling me.
Do you think that's gonna work?
You need a slap sometimes, right? I'm like, this is the shit. This is sliced bread, and they're like, maybe not. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. Let me rework it. I'll come back to you in a couple of days. Why would I hate you, Quack? Are you the person who's going to tell me shit?
I'm the person. I'm always like, people always perceive me to be a pessimist, but I'm not. I'm just a realist.
Realist. A realist. Thank you.
Yeah. People will come to me and be like, isn't this an amazing idea? And I'm like, okay. Well, have you thought about maybe how you're going to get there? And instead of going, yeah, sounds great, I'll go, yeah, but have you thought about this? And they're like, oh, you're such a party pooper. And I'm like, I'm just telling
Being
Do you know what,
realistic,
though?
managing
Like,
expectations.
True, and
You
productization.
hear it from
Managing
me now when you haven't
expectations.
actually put any time into it.
Yeah. Well, product management taught me, right? Like, you can be as optimistic as you want, but until you have looked at all of the steps and understand how you're going to get there, sometimes it's feasible. Sometimes you are on sliced bread. Other times you are not.
But that could be like with streaming. You can have all the gear and have no freaking idea. You can
all
start
gear,
with
no idea.
not much.
I
Yeah,
love it.
literally. That is like and my motto is always work smarter, not
In your
harder.
dreams, Mr. Quack.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder. Just don't And I like Leo and I said to you when it comes to Discord and that, and I was really when we first started, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "I don't have the time for that, and I'm not going to do it."
No, that's fair.
And he was like, "Do you know what? Fair enough." I was like, "I would love to, but I don't have the time for that, so I can't give you
The
that."
cat's
That's
come
just,
back again.
I'm sorry,
and I think
you can
it's
stay.
managing expectations. I'm
Yeah.
very good at I will be Leon, bless him, said this from me. I'll be like, realistically, what are you gonna do? How's that gonna help me? Because I need to know, because I can't. Yes, I love the pipe dream of something. If someone goes, "Oh, we could do this for you," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's cool. How? Tell me how." Because
Yeah.
I need to know
Exactly.
that it's not just a pipe dream.
This is why it's taken so long for us to get to where we are, because
we were-
it is
I
that
respect
it was
you for
there in
that,
the
though.
beginning. That's alright. What are you saying?
I said I respect you for that though, because
Yeah.
it's not rushed.
No.
You haven't rushed into it. Like you look into stuff, and you've got a community behind you as well.
Oh, I
and-
can't fault our community. Like, just everybody involved, the people we've met, have been instrumental. Do you mean it's helped shape everything that we do?
I mean, you met me, so.
Yeah, there's negatives to every situation, like, but.
Tell us about that pregnant woman. Oh my god!
Right, alright,
I would write him a strongly worded letter right now.
It's a twit
So-
longer
I'm sure
coming.
it's
This
in
is.
Caps lock.
Red letters
Yeah.
as well. He knows it's serious.
But no, I can't fault it. I can't fault the journey we've had. Like I said, the team, the community, it's been incredible, and I feel like we've just taken the time. We haven't just thrown something at the wall and said this is what it is. For me, it's been that journey of product development, and without that knowledge, I don't know where Streamseed would be. Do you mean I don't know where we would have done? I probably would have thrown some shit at the wall and gone, "Is it stuck?" Nah, I've give up. Do you mean and that would have been
'cause, I mean,
realistic?
you look at there's many streamers that go on to try to be coaches that will charge £50 an hour to tell you how to write your name. And so what for me makes you guys different is you're not doing that. You're not telling us how to remake the wheel or something like that. You're actually trying to help and putting stuff in place, and you're taking your time, and that is more valuable than going, "Here, I'm just going to tell you what to do. You can do that."
Yeah.
Like,
It's been a big thing
yeah.
for us, right? Like you say, the mentoring services, a lot of this sort of stuff. I don't want to make this too Streamseed heavy, but there's been a lot of the mentoring services. We've done a lot of competitor research. There's a lot of money, yeah. And I just look at it and think, for somebody who's just starting out or is looking to get into this world, that's just unrealistic. I wouldn't pay £50 an hour. I can't imagine many people would. And if you do, it's probably
there is
because you're
so
trying to
good.
do something and your mind is in that world and you just think, "Oh man."
or they listen to the wrong people. That is, I find that so hard. And when I see people listen, right, they see them doing things, and I just think, "Oh, don't do that." But I'm not in the position to tell them not to do that,
Yeah.
because that's
No.
not fair, because I'm not their keeper. I'm not I'm no one to them, and I wouldn't listen if someone tells me what to do. So why should anyone listen to me? But it's very hard, because you see some of these people that go, "Oh, you follow me, I can get you to partner," and you're like, "Dude, you may have made it to partner, but you're now averaging 6 people. What the
I've seen that a couple of
Oh,
times and thought,
oh
"Ooh."
yeah." They're like, "We're going to do this coaching. I'm going to get 3 of you, or however many of it is of you, 50 of you for 3 months, one-to-one coaching, 50 quid." And then he's like, "I'm going to give up and do this just for you guys." He's like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to work anymore. Give up my full-time job." And you're like, "Dude, you're an asshole anyway." But also, what are you teaching them? Because there's nothing that you do that stands out that they can't find on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
It's a very
This is where I'm trying to make Streamseed a little bit different. I'm not trying to push Streamseed to do more of the same. For Streamseed, I think there's so many lessons from so many industries that are so much older than content creation on the internet that I want to bring into this world, and that's my sort of
See
angle.
the cat tail on my face.
I know that's just part of his beard now. That's just a
Yeah.
thing. He's just grown that one patch.
We amalgamate.
Become one. I just
Keep
realised.
catching my wires.
I just realised it's 11 o'clock, so we have like maxed
Oh
out.
my god.
You know what I usually do, Leon, when it's clip of the week and I'm moaning at you for rolling over because you lot just talk.
Oh yeah.
What have I done?
That's all right. Accept it. No, everyone's got their words in. We've been all right. We've done all right. I'll
Yeah.
I think.
Might
do you
need
know
a
what?
part 2.
I was going to say I might just do a part 2 because we've set
Yeah.
like a really good sort of like base level for what I think productization is, and we talked about like a really like the wider journey. But I think you could really like sort of start to look at what that journey is and the different
Gabe,
elements in
you
there.
can't, because listen.
he done?
I've been talking with sense. You just talk crap when you're like biscuits and pizza and bananas on pizza.
Nah.
That to me is time wasting.
He's an odd bloke,
I'm gonna
isn't he?
duck
But we
now
love him.
because things will get thrown at me.
Yeah, you'll have a banana come through your window now. Catch you on the forehead. But yeah, alright then. We'll do a part 2, I think. But I'll leave you guys be for a bit. I'm just going to jump into the end thing, so it'll just be my big Ed for 5. But
Cool.
just thanks for coming on. I don't know if you just want to give yourselves a quick shout out. You've got your Twitter names. But yeah, feel free to just give people a quick dip into what content you guys do, and then I'll jump over then. So do you want to start then?
Yeah, I'm Daywalker M on literally all social media platforms. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Yeah, I stream horror. You will find me doing a lot of Devour in the up and coming weeks. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 PM GMT. Friday is usually like 10 o'clock till whenever. Yeah, that's it really.
Banging.
I'm
Quack,
on the
do you want to have a go?
Miss Quack, I stream sometimes when I have time, not all the time. But you'll mostly find me on socials, Twitter, Instagram. I might be starting up a YouTube, looking at doing some vlogs. So
Nice.
that might be coming up in the pipeline. Which suits me because then I don't have to commit to being live on a rota every week. I can just
Finding what works for you. See?
No, well played.
Finding what works for you.
Go on in, Mike. Give us your vibe.
I take on Mike on pretty much every social. I usually have as I said before, I'm kind of in between what I'm doing at the moment, but normally it's some form of co-op game with friends, horror with scare alerts and a heart rate monitor, Rocket League. It's all a bit up in the air at the moment, but I haven't done anything for a month because, as you've probably seen me coughing and muting myself, I currently have a chest infection. So I am not doing much, but hopefully be back in the next couple of weeks or so when everything's sorted.
Oh, GG, man. Look forward to it. All right, I'll leave you guys be. So I'll mute you guys out. But thanks very much for joining me. When we do a part 2, I'll invite you guys back. So it'd be great to carry on this conversation between us, I think.
Cool.
So I'll get Optics to reach out and sort us out, and we'll have a second Doughnut table session. I think we got the next one booked, so it'll probably be the one after that. So let's find out, shall we? I'll get in touch with Optics.
I'll
We'll find
work
out.
with my schedule, to be fair, because March is going to be mental.
Labour.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Strong.
maybe
All right,
having a
strong.
baby.
All right, fair enough. I'll let you off.
Well, thanks.
All right, then, guys. I'll leave you be, but I'll catch up you.
Thank you.
Feel free to leave the Discord. I know it's getting late, so no pressure to stay around here. But I will speak to you all soon.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon.
See you
Bye.
later.
Big face Leon for 5. And there we go. Meet all the guys out. I don't think they can hear me, and I don't think I can hear them. So that's a good start. That was really fluid. I need this one button job. That's what I need. So yeah, big head Leon. I feel like my head could be bigger on you. It could be bigger. But I hope you guys got a lot out of that conversation. I know it's a lot to take in, and the world of productization is not we have a 2-hour slot, but it's a big topic. Do you mean it's almost as big as my forehead, maybe about 17 inches? It's not quite the 18 lofty, but it's a lot to discuss, a lot to take in, a lot to consider. And I think when you look at the actual journey of productization, like I said, and going through that life cycle, You know, whether you're a brand, whether you're a streamer, whether you've got a particular idea you want to follow through with, I think it's a massive challenge, and the best way to look at that challenge is to break it down, and that's something that Streamseed is going to do. But I know we haven't launched yet, so if any of you guys in the chat have got any questions about any of the stuff we discussed tonight, or you maybe like to bounce some ideas off where you are with your journey and where you maybe want to go and how you could potentially get there, or if there's if you feel like you're on a bit of a plateau and you just want to sort of bounce some ideas around, just drop me a line. And if you're in the Discord, that's cool. Just drop a line in. I know I'm so lame in the general chat, I'll be honest with you. I try to get in there, but drop it in the general. Just tag me in it, and I'll come back to you in the general chat. As long as you at me, I'll get the ping, and I'll be there to pick it up. But I'd love to talk about it. Talk about it all day. That's the problem. So yeah, whatever you are on your journey, whatever you're up to, wherever you're going, let me know. But yeah, hope you got a lot out of it. And we'll definitely do a part 2. So just some quick things at the end. So this was Creators of the Doughnut Table, but we got a couple of extra things happening this week. So tomorrow we've got the Sweet Cabin after party tickets going live, and I know that on the Player Armor one we sort of hit the roof on how many people could get in our gather. So there's going to be a limited number of tickets, between 10 and 15. I've got to work it out once I get 1 or 2 staff members in it as well. So make sure that when these go live at 8 PM tomorrow, you're around and you pick up your after party ticket if you want to be a part of that session. And Nathan, who's the guy behind Sweet Cabin, is a great guy, very good social media sort of master marketing wizard. So there'll be a lot to learn from Nathan. So you can ask him lots of good questions. I'm really excited about the conversation I'm going to have with him on stream. I think the after party is obviously a chance for you guys to just have a conversation and bounce some ideas off him as well, which I think would be super beneficial. Oh, take a breath, Lee. Fucking hell. Oh, you twat. I don't know why the fucking flute is so loud. Who redeemed a flute? Who fluted me? It hasn't popped up in the chat. I just got absolutely caned by that. I don't even know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. You might not, because I turned desktop audio. You can't hear the flute. It's because the audio's off. The desktop audio. I'll tell you what, let me leave the chat. If I disconnect there for a second, put it on there. Not I want to get absolutely fluted, but I've been getting rinsed by that. Got wrecked in the teeth by the flute. But yeah, Sweet Cabin, VIP tickets for the after party tomorrow. Make sure you're around 8 PM. I think there will be a really good session, or that will be a really good session. On Thursday we have Clip of the Week. So if you haven't got your clippies in yet, you can pop in Discord and drop that link in, and you'll get Clip of the Week on Thursday with, I believe, Lofty's back. You're back Thursday, aren't you? Yeah. So I think Mike's on that session as well. Mike's getting around, isn't he? Bloody hell. So yeah, Mike's on that session. I don't know who the third person is. I don't know who the other judge is. I don't get it. Like, I'm not as involved in Clip of the Week these days. I've left in Lofty's capable hands. But I am going to try and stream a bit more. So one of the things I want to try and bring back is a sort of weekly or bi-weekly dev update. And not just a dev update, just a general sort of catch-up, but run you guys through the latest dev and what's going on behind the scenes in Streamseed. So I want to do that as well. Maybe start that this month. I say this month. Today's the last day, but start that in March. Because we're on the road to launch. We just haven't give you guys a physical date to launch yet. So now's a good time. And there's lots of good stuff happening in the background, so yeah, I think in March I'll kickstart that off and spend a bit more time with you guys. I do miss not being on the stream as much. Is that it? Sweet Cabin next week. So Sweet Cabin after party tickets tomorrow. So that's Sweet Cabin after party tickets tomorrow. Clip of the week. Potential dev update stream coming March. And then on next week, so on the 8th, is the actual Sweet Cabin event. So if you're around next Wednesday evening from, I believe it's a bit earlier. I'll have to check my own messaging, but I think it's 7 o'clock. I think we're doing, was it 7:30 till 9:30, or it's one of them. I'll there'll be tweets. I'll put some stuff out. But next Wednesday night, book it in. Come and sweet camping with us. It'll be a really good sesh. Stallion. Is that where we're going? No, who redeemed? Who redeemed the red? Is it Bry now? Pay later. Is that where we're going? Yeah, it was Lofty. Yeah, I got you. Oh, what do we have? A second attempt. Oh, Mike. Shame. Shame, you wasted your 2,000. Oh, man. Next time. I'm going to go and check some of Stallion's content out, though. From what UNM said, this guy's lit. Lit? Who the fuck do I think I am? How old do I think I am? It's like, bro, you got no hair on your head. You don't need to be lit in and broing every 10 minutes. It's my kid, that is. It's introducing, like, all these words to me. Just cool. So yeah, I'll love and leave. But like I said, any questions, if you want to talk productization, if you want to talk marketing, if you want to talk journey, any of this good stuff, partnerships, networking, marketing, I talk about it all the time, to the point where, like, I swear my missus is just going to throw a shoe at me. Because if I'm not talking about product, life cycles and shit, I'm talking about Streamseed. So, I'll talk to you guys about it instead. Uncapped subathon. He's been streaming for 5 days straight. And has at least 2 days left. Well, pushing 3 days left. Oh man, that's when you know you're alright. Oh, 50 hours left though. There's a guy doing one as well at the moment. I saw him like in a shower in like his swimming shorts or something the other day on a stream somewhere. Maybe that's the secret. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, fuck that. Mid-March. Sorry about my language. I dropped the odd bomb here and there. Mid-March. So on the 14th of March, we got an announcement for something that is a little bit different. I say a little bit. Yeah, I say a little bit different. It's a little bit of a different vibe. All part of Streamseed, obviously, but it's going to be something fun and exciting, and it's sort of, I don't want to give too much away. It sort of aligns with our road to launch, but it's something that you guys as creators can get heavily involved in, and you can be a massive part of, and it's going to be fun. So that's all I'm going to say. But that's on the 14th. So between now and the 14th, me and the team have got quite a bit of work to do to actually showcase what it is we're bringing to the table. So on the 14th of March, mark that date as well. That'll be an evening release. We always do the evening. So put it in your diary. Wednesday, Thursday, next Wednesday, 14th. 4 key days. Got spending evenings with you guys too much, but I'm not complaining. So yeah, I'm gonna peace out and raid on over. So let me just get this raid going, and we will wind down. Raid has been created. I don't like this raid has been created and I can't see it. It's like, where do you? It's showing me like my weekly contributors. That's why. Anybody else have this aggro? Yeah. Unknown. Just watching like an old looking man try to fumble with his chat now to work out when he's going to be booted. Looks like we're just going to go when we go. I know we got a little bit of time, so no stress, no pressure. Yeah, we're going to pop over to Buy Now, Pay Later. Whew. So just share the love. I appreciate it's late, so no pressure to stay up past your bedtime, guys. I'm going to be hitting the sack in a second. So yeah, just drop a hi, have a great time, and then crack on with your evening and have a great week. I know we got a bit of work to do, and we got, I said we got a bit of work to do. We've always got a bit of work to do. That's the best bit. How can I see when I'm going to go? No problem, Em. Thanks for being a part of it. Appreciate it. Love having the unfiltered conversation. So I've started the raid. Right, this is wiping me out. This is like technical difficulties 101. You're watching me fumble this a little bit, but it's not actually showing me when my raid's going to go, which is interesting. Unknown. You might be stuck with me forever. Anyone else had this trouble? Where your raid is being created, but it hasn't actually like given me a countdown to when my raid's gonna go live. Answers on a postcard, please. You might have to just lead me to it. Nothing's going to happen. I might just have to end the stream and be done with it. That's sad. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to have to end. Lofty, I owe you $2,000. Alright, sweet. Have a great week. Have a good night. Just look after yourselves, and I'll see you guys when I see you next, which won't be long. I'll be back soon. But until then, enjoy Lofty on Thursday, and I will see you later.